Okay, I do have a question.
Yes.
Are you squared away, Jared, and ready?
Huh?
Are you
talking to
ready?
me?
Are you ready? Yeah.
Y'all talk to
I'm not
Everybody
gonna
give a
ask the
thumbs
question
up if you're ready. Sweet.
Okay, cool. Never mind then. We gooch.
Ducky gang.
Was that your question?
No. I've decided to forego asking my question.
Okay.
Ah.
Now I'm curious though.
The people need to know.
The interest has been peaked.
Yeah.
So this is my question. I meant to ask you this earlier, and it completely slipped my mind until I looked at my character sheet. So with specifically the Illrigger, the bravado fighting style, obviously that's something that improves your AC if you are not wearing armor. So this is a conversation I had with Jared a few weeks ago about armor that we may find in the world. Is there ever armor that we may find that may give you a higher AC, or would it simply have magical characteristics about it that will make it do other things, but your AC remains 17 max or whatever it would be, based off of what it is in the 5e handbook?
I mean,
armor is like +1, +2, +3 armors.
Yeah, and sometimes those come with other bonuses as well. I plan on doing a bunch of homebrew like magic items throughout. So.
Okay, that answers my question. Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
So I wouldn't take the bravado fighting style personally.
Yeah, I agree completely. Yep. So I'd originally taken treachery just because schemes and lies require me to use certain weapons, and I don't intend on utilizing that at all times. So treachery seemed like the way to go to get damage on top of every single land. So, yeah.
And did you land on the stuff for your weapon?
What you mean?
With your dagger? What we talked about.
Oh, shoot. I forgot we talked about that. We'll go through this session without it because it's not necessary.
Cool. Sounds
Do
good.
what? Yeah. It'll be fine through this session. I'll find it again.
It's okay. You're dead to me. It's fine.
Okay.
Roll dexterity saving throw. I'm just kidding.
You were actually dead.
Yeah, fireball just exploded.
I died.
Oh my motion do. Honey. Yeah. Taking out the dice.
Bro, are you gonna roll those dice today?
What dice?
The ones that kept fucking you last shift or last whatever.
Yeah. Bro, you got me those dice. Of course, I'm gonna fucking use the dice. What do you mean?
I mean,
I gotta play a dice that matches my character. Every time I build a new character that I actually play, I have to buy a set that I feel represents that character.
Plot twist: I got loaded dice, so you always roll sticky.
Hey, they do got
loaded in a bad way.
They do got that one side that's got the
that weight
on.
just throws it all off.
It's on the one.
Okay, Dungans and Daggins.
Dugans and Boogans.
Yeah. Okay, so the party have all arrived in the city of Zobek for one reason or another. They've all at least spent a day here, except for maybe one of us. If we can pan straight to the Rampant Roach, which everyone has instructions to arrive at the morning of. Unless there is something that any of you would have wanted to do on the way. I should have fucking known.
Sorry.
Jared threw his hand up first, so we'll go with Jared.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
He went.
think I finished. Yeah, I knew you're probably gonna want to cut to that, but I do have a couple of things that I do want to accomplish because I think we ended off right whenever I was going to sleep, or the night before.
Yeah, I think we ended on
I was
long
planning
rest stop.
on going to the Rampant Roach. So the night before the Rampant Roach, I would like to take my. Huh?
Said we're going.
Well,
to
no,
the
we
past.
we finished the session that night.
Okay.
The
What's
night
up?
before.
Yeah, I got you. It was a
Anyway,
joke, man.
yeah. So I will just take my
It's a joke.
my bag, and I will do the regular kind of research that I've done on it, and I will actually with the actual book that I have acquired from the library. I will
Eureka.
actually have a eureka moment, and I will figure it out. And
Figured
pretty
it.
much what I do is I just kind of weave uh the bag in a certain way, and then the portal actually pops open. So I'll have that one done.
Sweet.
And let me pull up.
Did you already put those on
Beyond.
your? Yeah, I was about to ask if you already put them on your character sheet.
I will whenever I get everything settled, and I will also read Melvin's notes after I get done, and I'm just like having a holy shit moment. Read Melvin's notes on Frank and Jill, and we'll replicate that same kind of style in a way, as far as like combining the joints and following the exact like mechanisms as far as the wiring, if there is any, how all that kind of goes throughout the body. And I will actually make a little tiny hummingbird, homunculus servant. So
Sweet.
I'll have like a little hummingbird shaped, and it kind of has the actual the weave, the arcane weave that I have will actually kind of hold the whole bird together. So it's kind of like a futuristic looking metal hummingbird, and
And I'll say
the
that's
wing.
what gives its wings the ability to flap so fast. It's because it does.
Yeah.
It's not bound by like gears or strings, per se. Or,
Yeah.
You know.
And so it's kind of each piece of metal that I get, and it is just kind of independently floating with the arcane weave connected to it. So it looks kind of like a really nice futuristic kind of blue and bronze, probably some kind of nice metal in between. So
Yeah, and
I'll just do
going
that.
through his notes, you realize now that like, whereas he doesn't appear to be this way, like he's fucking brilliant. Like,
Yeah. And then I need to get back into my accent. Fuck.
yeah, you do.
I will take my book out and start writing in my book all the designs that I have done for the day, and write down it is exactly the exact blueprint for both of them, and then I will record the past 2 days. I think I couldn't remember, or I couldn't I didn't write down the night before, so I will record my memory from the past 2 days into my my book for the
Okay.
day, and then after that I will fall asleep and plan to the next day.
Sweet. Long night.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, long night. Not a whole lot of rest. Probably wake up a little bit later, but
Yeah.
no.
Zilla Chave.
Okay. Just at some point in the morning, it's really quick before we head to wherever we're heading, maybe not even on the way, since Eden and I are working together. I'm just gonna find Eden and say, hey, I just wanted to say I am sorry for the way I treated you last night. I didn't really realize how much anger I guess I still had, but I thought about it, and most of it is not directed at you. And as surprised as I was to see you, that was no excuse for treating you the way it did. So I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Well, I think that I have a lot of making up to do myself, and I think it was warranted. And I appreciate that you are sorry. Told you already. I'm glad that you're here, and I certainly have no hard feelings. I'm just so glad that you're here.
Cool. And is that all?
Yeah.
Oltorf.
That all for that night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oltorf, describe your morning to me as you're arriving into the city.
As I'm arriving into the city, I'm pretty... Sorry, kids.
No worries.
I'm pretty haggard. Been traveling for a minute.
Oh, in the meantime, I will get up and talk to Melvin.
Yep.
If he's awake, I'm sure he's.
How early do you get up? You said you maybe slept in a little bit.
He might be a little bit passed out from his night or his 5 nights of unrest.
Yeah, I'll say he's not awake. He's gonna sleep for 19 hours straight.
Knowing that he is asleep, I will get up and start making my way. I won't do any magic or anything, but I will just kind of slowly make my way that direction.
Yep.
And if I could, I would probably get maybe you said it was the Kobold Ghetto, so
It's actually in the lower city.
Will...
If I did tell any of you Kobold Ghetto, I misspoke. It is in the lower city. Actually, just south of the Crown Square.
Okay, so kind of like around 36?
Possibly.
All right.
I would say probably closer to 50. Yeah, south of 36. That's pretty close.
Okay. I'll just try and find a little stall shop or something to try and just get some breakfast because I didn't want to dig around his kitchen too much.
Yeah, I would say on the way you can't find much in the way of like a full breakfast, but you can find like somebody selling pastries and maybe somebody has like a little street vendor of coffee that they're selling.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
coffee is good.
Rub the sleepies out.
Yeah. So however much that costs me, I will buy that.
Well, it depends how much you buy, I guess. Are you
so
just going for
I'll
like
probably
a pastry?
Or... two pastries and a coffee.
Okay, that'll be 1 silver.
Cool, candy.
Okay, and back to Oltorf.
Yeah, so basically he's been traveling all night, probably coming in the north side of Zobek, and he's looking haggard. He's been pretty much drinking the whole time he's been traveling, and he's a little bit confused about where he's coming into. He just sees that there is a city, and it doesn't look as hostile as where he came from.
I think that is an understatement. Okay. For reference, you are entering through the north of the city through the Dwarf Gate.
Oh, do I see anyone?
So posted at every gate, they have like this little gazebo set up that has like usually like younger people working in it, and it's just like an information center. But there's lots of people coming and going out of the city, even early in the morning.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll go up to them and I'll ask them, where can a gentleman get a drink around here?
Oh, well, if you're just looking for a drink, I mean, there's there's more places than you can throw a stick at. Just close by in the Citadel the Citadel district, there's the King's Head, the White Rose. If you want to go a little further down to the docks, there's several there. Every district in the city has many taverns.
Where is the cheapest one?
Cheapest tavern, probably in the docks district. I would say probably either the Broken Seal or maybe the Blackened Fish.
Very well. Thank you.
Yep.
And then Otorf just kind of heads out and starts heading in that direction. What he assumes is he's probably going to head towards anywhere that sounds like there's water or something, like, I guess, to kind of just guess where the docks are.
Yeah, so whenever you come in through the north of the city at the Dwarf Gate, you can actually see the River Derry as it completely bisects the city. But you've literally been walking along the Argent as well this entire time, which is like the main river that flows from the mountain district, or the mountains nearby that go all the way down into the coast.
All right, I'll just follow that river until I find somewhere.
Thank you.
Before you leave, they say, would you like a map of the city? Are you local, or are you new to the city?
I'm not from here, but a map would be most useful. I'd appreciate it if you have a spare one.
Well, we have several. You see a large stack there. They're like, it's 1 silver piece.
1 silver piece. That sounds pretty reasonable to me. I'll be happy to take it. Thank you.
Of course. And now, if you want, you can pull up the map of the city, so you have an idea of where you're going.
Are you going for a Russian accent?
Something kind of like that.
I like it. I love the idea of a dwarf with a Russian accent.
Russian adjacent.
Yeah.
More like a Vlad the Impaler. Romanian, maybe?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
I like
Considering where you came from, that's pretty apt. Okay, so just remember, you were also tasked with going to the Rampant Roach. And now, with your map, you know exactly where that is.
What tab is that in?
Should be in the... I don't remember.
Midgard map. There it is.
Yep, you found it.
Oh, that's just Midgard, not all of
you can actually click over on the little cross signs on the left side, and you can scroll down to the Zobek map.
Ah, there it is.
Yep.
Okay, I'm coming in from the north.
Mm-hmm. Dwarf Gate. Which makes a lot of sense, considering.
And where is the Rampant Roach? Do I have any idea where it would be?
It's not listed on this map specifically, but it's going to be just south of the 36.
Just south of 36.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess I'll find the closest person walking by that looks like they're from this area and ask them where the Rampant Roach is.
Yeah, so they kind of, oh, you're new to the city. Yes, it's just right there, and he points on the map to exactly where it is. Says,
right,
why do you want to go there? You big into kobold cuisine?
I was not aware that was a specific thing for the Rampant Roach, but I was just told that's exactly where I'm meant to be.
Sure, tell old Skirtle that Reinhardt sent you.
Skirtle, you say?
That's right.
Well, I'll be sure to remember that. And I head off towards the Rampant Roach.
Cool. Eden, did you sleep in or you're the one that rises early? No, you're the sleeper. One of y'all slept in? Okay. Okay, cool. So, I'm assuming you got up early as you ever do. Did you wake up Zelashave?
Yep, when I knocked on her door at 6 a.m.
And I threw a shoe at it, remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yep. You guys, yeah, so I remember now. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. because we ended in the morning for you guys.
Yep.
That's right. Cool. So I would say that you two are the first to arrive at the Rampant Roach.
Hope.
Yeah. So you arrive, and there's actually graffiti that painted on the door, and it says "Scales, get out." But other than that, I mean, this is an unremarkable building. It's even smaller than like any tavern that you've been to. It probably can fit like 4 to 6 tables in there. I mean, it's not very large.
Okay. And we're looking for someone named Skirtle?
That is correct. Yeah, I'm assuming you guys go inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was typing that out.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so you go inside. They have thick like blinds in front of all the windows, so it's pretty dim in here, which is not a problem for you two. But they do, on the center of every table, they have like a bowl, and there's these beetles crawling around in there, and they give off a faint light.
Ooh.
Yeah, when you come in, there's a little bell on the top of the door that dings, and you see this kind of hunched over older kobold in a white coat and a chef's hat walk around the corner, kind of like with his hand on his back, and hey, hello, welcome to the Rampant Roach. Please do have a seat. And like I said, there's like
Thank
6
you.
tables in here, but they're all like small. They're like kobold size. So like the biggest table, if you're gonna fit more than like 4 people, you're like elbow to elbow, and these chairs, like your knees kind of come up a little bit because the chairs are so low.
Like being in a kindergarten classroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He says, are you going to be eating today?
We're actually here looking for someone named Skirtle.
That's me.
Wonderful.
Have you come to try
Hello.
our wonderful cuisine?
I'm sure that we'd enjoy your cuisine very much in a bit, but there's actually something else that we came to talk to you about.
Okay. Oh, are you here to help us?
Well, we're here to learn more, at the very least.
Well, sure. Sit down. I'll go get some food ready, and we can talk about it then.
How do you spell Skirtle?
Skirtal.
Thank you.
A man that cares about spelling. Oh, imagine.
It's important.
I butcher
pet
every
peeve,
single
bro.
name that he has given me so far. But I know how to pronounce it.
If you give me a moment, I do have a photo of his menu.
Tall? Oh, even better.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. I miss just being able to give my players stuff across the table.
Senate and General.
I did. It's a
Oh,
PDF.
shit.
Yeah, sorry.
Ooh, frog legs
Look,
right
a
off the
menu.
bat. Yo.
Yeah, so there's not like an actual menu on the table, but like, so you walk in and immediately to the left there's the tables, but immediately to the right there's like a little checkout area, and then a door that goes back into what you assume is a kitchen where he went and where he came from. But like sitting on like catty corner of that, like right in front of the door, is the menu. Like it's like served, or it's like big printed on this tripod as it stands up, so you can see it easily.
Okay.
So you guys sit down. He went to the back. He didn't even ask what you wanted. He just went to the back to start getting food together. You guys sit down. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes go by, unless there's something you guys wanted to talk about.
I just lean over to Zell and tell her, look, we already stand out as it is. Don't do anything else to draw any more attention to ourselves.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Conflict.
Cool. Yeah. So
did he have any like sort of reaction to like us being Shadow Fae, or he just seemed very?
I mean,
chill,
he kind of gave y'all like a quizzical like look, but he didn't.
Yeah. Fair enough.
He's a kobold. He's not one to cast stones at people's appearance.
True.
Yeah. So a few minutes go by, and I will say Clea arrives next.
All right.
Very shortly followed by Ultorf. Like, Ultorf saw Clea go inside.
Before I go there, I will just talk to someone kind of on the way and ask them, excuse me, could you point on the map where the rampant roach is? I honestly have no clue where it is.
Yeah, they rampant roach. I believe if you just go down this street here, it's gonna be right on the corner, right there.
Ah, okay, cool. Thank you. I'll make sure to mark that on my map. Thank you for your time.
Sure.
And I will start walking that way. I guess. What do I see whenever I walk in? You said, I think you already said it, but is there anything else regarding the building? Is there a sign?
Yeah, just
saying
up
this is the
top.
Rampant Roach, or
Yeah, and like not very big letters. They have like a sign on the front of the building above the door, and it says the Rampant Roach.
And
then in smaller
you said
letters
it was...
underneath, it says culinary genius Skirtle.
Nice. And you said on the door there was some graffiti.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
What did it say?
Scales, get out.
Scales, get out.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like it was painted? How was the graffiti done?
Yeah, paint. Red paint.
Okay. Is it fresh?
Relatively. I mean, it might have been done last night.
Okay. I'll just mentally take a note of that. And we'll open the door.
Okay.
What do I see?
You walk in, like I said, it's very dark in here, which also for you is not a problem. Every table has the beetles in the middle that are giving off a faint light. There's nobody else in here, but in one of the back tables, you see two darkly clad individuals, minus one of them has a very bright red jacket on.
Dark and clad, but the red.
Yeah.
So
and
they're the
Skirtle
only
pokes
ones
his
in
head
there,
around and says,
I
just
assume.
have a seat and I'll be right with you.
Okay. I will just kind of look at them. Do they look at me?
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give them a nod and just kind of walk to the other side of the room. While I'm waiting, I will take just a couple of things out. There will be I'll take my normal needle out, and not really hiding much of anything, especially since me and them are the only ones in the room. I will just take my needle, and I will do my special conjuration right here in the middle of the restaurant. Anyway, you see pretty much. You see me pull out a needle, and I have some little pieces of metal sprayed out on the actual table itself, and you kind of see my eyes kind of dart around for a little bit, and and you kind of hear it. You could probably hear just a slight, almost a glass hitting. What did you just send me? Oh, scales get out. So you almost hear like glass hitting another piece of glass, or hitting the ground, and ding, and then you see a nice almost an arcane blue wire, almost it seems like, and you see me grab it, and then I start just kind of, you see me almost sewing around the pieces of metal, and it after probably 5 minutes, give or take, you see a little box, and it kind of looks like a box. It's not this big. It's more like fitting it in 3 fingers, but it has a box and then a tube on the top. And for me, Matt, that will be whenever I decide to use it. That will be the device that I throw out or use for fairy fire.
Okay.
But anyway, that's what I was doing just now. And then I will take my needle and put it away in my package, in my pack, actually. And then hopefully around the time that I'm done, someone will have some food or an order ready to go.
Cool. And like I said, so even before you probably even had a seat, Old Torf also came in behind you.
Old Torf,
you would have seen all the same things.
Yeah, just seeing a fucking magic, just some fucking weirdo on the left, and then 2 weirdos on the right.
Old Torf walking in, he probably would have just given a curt nod to everyone, picked up one of the bowls, not knowing if the glowing bugs were more for ambience or for snacking, and he would have walked straight to the bar and slowly and cautiously eaten a couple of those bugs.
Yeah, they're appetizers, and pretty good as far as bugs go, I guess. Very satisfying
also,
crunch.
Really open to other cultures.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention, you guys already know kind of how my character looks already, and I think we all do, but I like to describe kind of initially what you first see. Might not pick it up in a drawing, and you guys, I would like to know more details, possibly more about your characters as well. But you just see the nice little messenger cap. This time it is purple, nice and purple. Have a lot of different hats that I carry around. Don't know that yet, but anyway, I have a nice black long coat, and then you see a nice little bit of leather on the inside, and then an undershirt that is also purple, and then the pants themselves are black, and they go into tall knee-high leather boots, and the pants are stitched with purple stitching, so it's kind of like a cool little trim. But that's my outfit for the day, and she has a little bit longer, well, I guess compared to when you saw me, Grayson, but a little bit longer, probably shoulder length now. Brown hair with some really gem-like yellow eyes. And but she looks human for the most part. That's what you see.
Go ahead, Grayson.
So I have 2 questions. One question: does your needle have a gem on the end of it?
It's the exact same one.
And second question, I guess if we probably need to talk about our characters, but I will want to roll for perception.
Roll history to see if you or history insight you choose.
Let's go with what I have that is higher, which
that's why I give you the option.
Neither.
which is neither.
Are they both like the same?
Yeah, probably like +1.
They're exactly +1.
Yeah.
Rip. Well, just roll the dice and add a 1.
Yeah.
Mother. Look at that.
You don't roll them on the ground. Re-roll. You don't ever go with the one on the ground.
Okay. It has to roll on the ground because my table has cracks in it, and so it will land in a crack and land between two numbers.
Gotcha.
I can.
You don't got a dice tray? You didn't buy a dice tray?
Fucking
I don't have a dice tray.
I think I have another one I can. No, I gave it to Connor. Fuck.
It was a nat 20, but if you want me to re-roll, I'll find
nat 20. Yeah, go for it. You made it sound bad. I couldn't actually see it, so I just assumed it was bad.
Oh, it was a nat 20.
21. I would say you absolutely recognize this individual, though vaguely, like dressed similarly. You definitely recognize the needle. Yeah, this person gives you like a strong recollection of somebody that you've seen before.
Person looks familiar.
And I imagine that moment was very engraved in your mind as, how that night ended up going.
Oh, yeah, I think it's somebody that you may forget the way that they look, but certain things about it you're not going to forget. Like the gem with the needle with the gem, the blue arcane wire that happens to be in my dagger. Like certain things like that I noticed.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you absolutely recognize all of these things.
Okay. So, judging my guys. Do we need to, Jared? Would you like us to explain what we look like and what we are doing?
Yeah, just thought a quick visual.
Okay. Zell, if you would like to go while I type this out.
Sure. Zell looks mostly like the picture. She looks a little less pissed off though. She looks a little more like just chill. But then you also see a little hedgehog that's kind of like crawling around on the table that she's like feeding some like berries and kind of like petting and like scritching. And then he'll probably especially once he sees Ultorf eating the bugs, he will probably climb over there and go and get in that jar and try to eat the bugs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's in a bowl in the middle that kind of comes up a little bit. So he's trying to hop up there, but he just can't quite get there.
Okay.
Did she go too fast?
Nope.
Okay.
This is my typing, doing two things at once problem. So anyway, I'm setting down. I was, I guess from where we're sitting, I had a pretty clear view of the door, so I made eye contact with you as you were walking in from the side. I look very similar to what I'm wearing. This is kind of a daily outfit for me, like
is
a uniform.
Your neck actually that long?
My neck is. So whenever they took my picture for the embassy, they actually took it from a lower angle, so it made my neck appear longer. So it's actually, if you would have been at the right angle, I have a very normal size neck. So
at the right angle, like a down slope.
In fact, it is a very nice, uniform, quality, standard size neck.
Very good.
Just real.
As average a neck as you can get.
As the most average, I would say. So,
love it.
My average neck and I are sitting there and wearing that same outfit. I do have my hood down, but it's the way that I wear it when I'm in somewhere like this and trying to not look super sus. I do have it down, but it's kind of bunched up pretty high, so people from behind may not notice necessarily my head shape, hair, anything like that, because I tend to sit, with arms on the table, kind of hunched a little bit. So that is how I'm setting. I don't think I'm necessarily, in my eyes, I'm not necessarily drawing attention by my scanning of the room as I do constantly. And yeah, that is basically what I'm doing.
So whereas your outfit is very like low key, Zilla Chavez is very loud.
Right.
A very bright red jacket. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine this bothers you quite a bit.
Yeah, it definitely is not. I wear my clothes because they don't stand out. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right.
That's what
And
I look like.
Oltorf, what do they see whenever you walk in? Apparently, you're
What they
rolling
see
to hit people with crossbow.
I was just experimenting.
Yeah.
You see a guy in like patchy tan pants, kind of black leather boots, typical kind of square dwarven frame, and leather armor. Very like typical low key, almost like low level beginner adventuring armor. And he has a rapier that is normal size, but for him it is slung across his back instead of his hip because he is a dwarf and he's short. And on his left hip, he holds it's like a patchwork doll, or kind of like one of those sock stuffies. You know, like the sock monkey stuffies that little kids have.
Mm-hmm.
Attached to his left hip,
Hmm.
and a really battered shield with the sign of Balder on it, which is kind of like the lightning S shape. He has like patchy hair. Looks like he had been like put through the ringer pretty bad. And like cuts on mostly his chin from where it had been shaved, almost like really rough looking. And he's pretty quiet, not really paying much attention to the room, just sitting there enjoying his bugs.
And just for note, his shield actually does have 3 large gashes down the middle of it and 2 pretty prominent dents in it. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Clea.
I would like to make a history check on Balder.
Okay, go for it.
Oh boy, that's gonna be good. 23.
23. Yeah, you know Balder to be it's a northern god. But a lot of people believe that to also be one of the masks for Lada, who is a Zobekian crossroads god.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yep. Do you know Balder's portfolio off the top of your head?
I believe it's light.
Yep. Sounds right. Cool. Yeah, so do you sit at one of the other tables? Do you sit with somebody?
Me?
Yep.
No, I'm sitting like right at the front bar, waiting for him to come out.
Cool. Yeah, like I said, he would have poked his head around. I would say that kind of transpired whenever Clea came in, and then you came in right behind her. He kind of, once the both of you came in, he poked his head. Oh, we'll be right with you. So unless you guys do anything else, about 2 minutes go by, and 3 younger kobolds come out of the back carrying like these big trays of food, and they one of them walks in the front and clears off the beetles from the table, and set these large trays in the middle of 2 tables, and Skirtle comes out behind them, says, "Oh, we have more guests. Are you all together, separate?"
Well, I'm on the other side of the room, so I'm by myself at the moment. But whenever you get some time, I need to have a word with you. No harm, anything. It's just a one-on-one conversation. Just let me know whenever you're available.
I sound quite popular, as these 2 are here to speak with me as well.
Oh, really?
Dwarfman?
I would like a beer. I'm just told this is where I'm supposed to be. Oh my god.
All we have is Kobold Ale. Is that okay?
Perfectly fine.
Sure. Well, if you would like to sit with those 2, I'll and he's talking to Clea. If you want to sit with those 2, I'll speak with all 3 of you at the same time, if that's okay.
Well, I don't know if they have the same quarrels, so to speak, as me, but I don't know if they would be okay with that. They might have a little bit a different agenda than I.
You're all here to help us with our problems are the false accusations against us.
Yes, me actually. I don't know about them though.
At this point, Ultor's ears definitely perk up as he's always like looking for someone to help.
Yep. Well, please.
Make eye contact with Eden. Like, what do we want to do?
What the fuck's going on?
This guy seems kind of weird. Are we gonna let this restrainer stuff happen?
I mean, thematically, I would probably say we would like to listen in on this conversation. Certainly, not giving away that we're necessarily there for the same thing. Just because I want to know what they're about to find out in case it is not exactly right. So I would say we certainly would like to hear what you have to say.
Sure. Yeah. We could push the two tables together. You could all sit together. We have quite the feast here. Please, I would just everyone have a seat and eat your fill. I think once you taste my cuisine, you'll be back. But please do.
Sure, and I'll get up and grab my things and walk over to their table, and I'll say, hello, my name is Clea. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintances.
I'm Zell. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Zell. And your name? Talking to Grayson.
I'm Zavon.
Oh, nice to meet you, Zavon. And you, sir.
So at this point, you've fully connected everything, Eden. That this is exactly who you thought it was.
Oh.
Yeah. So once you said her name, you're like...
Yeah, I definitely know her. I am like in a state of somewhat shock and very intrigued as to why she would be here. So I'm not going full in on, oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
It's you. So I'm actually kind of like, I maybe don't know if I want her to notice me yet. And so I'm kind of locked on Zell and not necessarily looking in their direction.
Sure.
You trying not to be too forward. Talking to Ultorf. You in your name as well, or are you even nearby?
I'm over at the bar, kind of like turned around looking at you guys, kind of like nonchalant.
Okay.
During
passively paying attention.
Skirtle's talking, one of the younger female kobolds brought you that kobold ale.
Okay, and I'm just kind of like calmly, passively listening, drinking my ale.
It's horrible, but it is strong.
Disregard that then.
I really try to hold back the face I make when I drink it.
It's really bad.
So he said that we were all three here to help with the false accusations. Is that true?
I certainly hope so.
A bit odd.
I think
seems a bit odd to have the same agenda from potentially different starting points.
Well, we put out feelers with lots of people. Anyone that we thought might help.
We have heard that there may be some issues you are experiencing.
Of course, yes. My nephew here, and he kind of motions over. There's of the three younger kobolds, two of them are female, one's a male, and they're all seated like as far away at a different table from you guys as they can. Ultorf, you notice specifically, the younger male kobold looks kind of fearful, but like has very hopeful eyes as well as he's kind of staring on. This is my nephew Brick. I don't know if you've heard, but there's been several disappearances within the city over the last several days. And most recently, a blacksmith's daughter was taken from her home. But they're trying to implicate my nephew here, Brick. He couldn't have done it. I mean, look at him. You know, he's a fine young kobold, but he certainly couldn't take people out of their homes at night with no help.
I actually did hear about that the other day, or last night, actually. Do you know the girl personally, or is it more of a you just got wrapped up in a bad situation?
Well, and Brick kind of walks over to the table and sits down. And is like, "Well, I didn't know her personally. Her father is, like he said, a blacksmith, and he services my dagger sometimes. And I think that's why he thinks I did it. I apparently my dagger was found at the scene. I lost it in the cartways a couple of days ago when I was rat hunting.
Inside check.
Yeah, I was about to say inside check. Can I hear that?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. You're definitely, if you're listening, they're not being quiet.
Yeah, that's 8.
24.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, as far as you could tell, he's telling the truth. That he did lose his dagger. I mean, everything that he has said has been truthful so far, to the best of your knowledge.
At this point, I kind of want to get up and get closer, see if I can find an open seat and sit down.
Yeah, like I said, they've kind of pushed 2 tables together. They pulled the lids off there. There's rat kebabs. There's some soup, a salad, hair brisket.
I'm going to start making a plate, and I want to ask him, so, how did your dagger, end up in this place? You just lost it there?
Yes, I was in the cartways. It's it's the dagger that's been passed down through my family for a long time. It's a nice silver dagger. Heston, the blacksmith, he's the one that serviced it recently, and whenever I was down hunting these rats, which is my job around here, I got like 2 or 3 of them, big mean bastards, ran up on me, and I tried to defend myself, and I had to run away, but I lost my dagger in the meantime.
It would help if you had a ring at the end of it, and you could wrap almost a leather wrap around your arm and have it tied up to your hand, so you don't lose it next time.
Hindsight,
possibly, but yeah, 2020, right? Well,
where was the girl when she was taken?
She was taken right from her home. It's like, I wouldn't be able to drag any of you out of a window if you're, fighting back and all that. So I don't understand.
There was evidence of, resistance.
I would imagine. I mean, I haven't been by the scene or anything, but
can I take or can I make a maybe possibly a history check or something to see if I remember or heard maybe somewhere on the way possibly how if she did fight back or if there was resistance? That's a good point regarding the actual incident.
So you're just trying to,
or was there blood?
Anything?
Was there blood or any fighting done with her?
Are you trying to recall if maybe you've heard something that someone said near you or something? Yeah, go ahead and roll
just any
history. Yeah.
Okay. That is a 14.
14. You don't recall a lot of details, but whenever you were in the tavern with Carmilla and Arkander, you did hear people talking about it just kind of openly. The people that have gone missing, there's been various kobold made tools found at all of the scenes. Every single one of them.
No blood or anything. That wasn't
A few have been violent, but you can't recall anything about this one specifically. It happened.
Gotcha.
That one happened the night of. Yeah.
This was at what blacksmith shop?
Yes. Heston Strick.
Blacksmith?
Heston Strick. It's semi nearby. It's a little bit more towards the upper city, but.
Okay.
So, is there like a common thread between victims, like social classes, jobs, any sort of family, anything of that nature?
Just what I've heard. It seemed random. Sometimes it's rich people, sometimes it's poor people, sometimes it's important people, sometimes it's the less desirables of the city.
Do you have any guesses yourself as to who this could be?
I have no idea, man. I just know it wasn't me. And the watch is looking into it. They are. And I'm sure they'll come to the same conclusion that we have, is that there's no way it was me. Look at me. And Skirtle speaks up. It's like, yes, so really that's, what we need from you guys is while they're doing this investigation, just travel with Brick as he goes about the city doing his errands and his work for me. Just to offer some protection, because people have been acting crazy in the city. There's always been a little bit of a tension, but it's been exasperated lately by everything going on, as I'm sure you can understand, but I just fear for him.
I have a quick
I'll pay
proposition.
you.
I have a quick proposition or maybe a request, perhaps from Brick.
Okay.
Would you mind? And mind you, not all the way. I am quite adept at the medical arts, non-magical. Would you mind? And you obviously don't have to do it here, but if we can go into a back room, just taking off your shirt and maybe just your pants, and
Brick's
I can
like,
hold on. I would like to inspect your body for any wounds, just to make sure before I go helping someone that could perhaps be the actual culprit.
The only wounds you'll find on me were the ones that I took from the rats the other day.
Well, I'll be able to tell which ones they are. But as far as my help goes,
He's like, sure. He starts taking off his shirt right now.
Perfect. So
and he's
so agreeable. So I get up and then I actually go investigate his body to see if there's any wounds that could be caused by punching or cutting from a knife or anything.
Okay. Make a medicine check.
All of this is happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to send Pepper into is the door open that they came from, or did it close?
Yeah. It's just like kind of a door that rotates. Not rotates, but it's you just push on it and it opens.
Okay, so I'm gonna go see if Pepper can get through the door.
Yeah. There's actually like a little, like probably this tall, gap underneath.
So yeah, I'm just gonna send him back there and let him kind of look around and explore.
Cool. Are you transferring your consciousness into his, or are you just sending him to see what he sees and come back and report?
Is that like can I do that like subtly without people realizing I'm doing it?
I think she does it. She goes.
Well, hey, what I was gonna do may help you make that decision, because I was actually going to pull Skirtle aside for a moment to have a word with him. I don't know if that would.
I also wanted to ask him one more question.
Okay.
My only question for him was, does he have any idea who did that graffiti, or any good guess of who is particularly aggressive towards them in general?
Okay. So I'll say you asked that, and then Grayson, you can take him wherever you wanted to take him to talk to him. I didn't see who did it. It could have been some kid. It could have been any of the people that, people, when things happen in their lives, great tragedies, they lose sense. So, so people know it wasn't us. We don't do this kind of stuff. At least I don't. It could have been anybody. Heston, the blacksmith, he hasn't talked to us at all. Every time Rick tried to go by and talk to him, he yelled at him and told him to leave. He almost got violent, but Brick's a smart lad. He left.
Rolled a 20 on my medicine check.
None of the wounds are consistent with like fingernails, or there's like no punching. There's like one scratch on his side, but it looks, like I said, it looks like a like from claws,
Animal.
not from fingernails.
Okay, cool.
Where were you wanting to take him? There's only one other place you can go, and it's in the back.
I wasn't necessarily going to take him to the back. I was going to pull him just away from maybe patrons slightly, just to a corner type thing.
Yeah, you guys are the only ones in here right now.
Okay, yeah, so I would just move him away, maybe closer to another table to ask him a question.
Okay.
I didn't want it to look like I'm taking him to the back. As sus as this is, I'm trying not to be extreme sus.
Exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, so
Hey, come here.
So, okay. For the familiar thing, if you're going to transfer your consciousness, I kind of imagine that as like if you've seen Game of Thrones, whenever they warg into another animal and their eyes go white, I imagine it's something like that.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't know if there was any like visual cue. If there is, I will not do it.
You'll just send him in the
like as far as like the familiar spell goes, yeah, we can communicate with a little bit, I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, you can communicate telepathically within 100 feet.
We'll do that.
So
we will just do that.
Yeah, cool. So you do that.
Yes.
He heads to the back. Grayson, you pull Skirtle to the side.
So I pull him over and I ask, so Skirtle, is there a way that we could get in touch with the watch specifically? Someone that we could contact within the watch?
He kind of thinks for a second. Brick, who was the one? Just yells in front of everyone. Who was the guard that was over the investigation for the girl? Sergeant Henrik. Oh, it was Sergeant Henrik is the one overseeing the investigation currently, but I mean, you could try to speak with him specifically. I don't know where to find him. I mean, I guess you could go to the city hall or the watch. What's it called? The watch barracks. Did we lose Grayson?
I think we lost Grayson.
In the meantime, I will say, well, you look fine. I will agree to help you. This wound in particular looks obviously, like you said, looks like perhaps a rat or whatever you said that you were fighting. Definitely not human or humanoid created. So I will agree to help you and proceed with the investigation as per Melvin's request.
So, Melvin. Oh, you're back.
Yes.
Hey, Grayson.
Yep, my internet shit itself, sorry.
No worries.
Ooh. Yeah, you were just like the whole time.
Yeah, so what Pepper sees back there is it's just a food prep area. There's like it's very cramped and small, as you would expect for a kobold kitchen, but there is like a little trap door that heads down. It's not like hidden. It's just like quite clearly a trap door right there.
Okay. And
it's closed.
Do I see any like upstairs areas or any other hallways or doors or anything?
No, this place is literally just 2 rooms.
Okay.
It's the dining room, the kitchen, and the trapdoor. But yeah. Did you hear everything that I said?
No, I went and I didn't hear anything.
Okay. He said that Sergeant Henrik is the one that is leading it, and the only place you could probably go is the Watch Barracks or maybe the Blue House or something.
Okay. Sergeant Henrik. Watch. And you said we could go to the barrack?
Yeah, the barracks, Citadel, Blue House. He doesn't know where Sergeant Henrik specifically frequents.
Okay, and then I was also going to tell him also to note this is not something that we will require you to pay, but it is important for you to understand that this is all coming from. One second. This is all something that has been all help that has been provided to you by Ambassador and Extraordinary His Excellence Glennon Delamandrine. And he sends you his best and hopes that we will be able to solve this issue for you.
He says,
I hear that name.
Are you whispering it, being quiet?
Yeah, I mean, I have her pulled aside, quiet.
Okay.
Doing everything to make it.
He says, don't take this the wrong way, but I never would have expected the Shadow Fae were the ones that would come and help us, but it's appreciated.
Well, we do like to help those who need our services.
He kind of yeah. He kind of,
sure.
Yeah, thank you. Again, we appreciate it. But I really don't mind paying it. Or, at least take, free food for life for helping.
Oh, we're happy to help.
That, as a note, have any of you eaten any food?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Breakfast. Sure.
No, I mean, have y'all eaten anything of the kobold food?
Yes, the food that they offer the menu, absolutely.
It's all very disgusting ingredients. No, it's disgusting ingredients, but it tastes great. It really is pretty good.
I just had some tasty pastries, so I'm not gonna ruin that.
He says, pastries, you need to get some real food in you.
Maybe perhaps for lunch, but I did just have breakfast, so I'm not too
At least
hungry
try take a kebab with you.
No, I insist. Thank you, though.
Well, it's just
how do they look? Do they look gross?
They look like a rat, but it's very clearly a rat.
No.
I mean, I don't know. That's probably if you're adventuring, not super uncommon to eat a rat or eat a rabbit or something. I guess those are two totally different things.
Really nice pastries. I don't want to ruin that with lunch. I promise you I'm fine. I'm still in a breakfast mood, so don't mind me.
He kind of
just here for the conversation.
You can see visible disappointment, like palpable disappointment.
Hold on. I promise I will eat from your creations. Melvin mentioned that you bring him food a lot, so this was partially me helping because free food is great food, So unfortunately, I am a little bit full at the moment, but
How is that old kook?
Oh, well, he actually just got off of about a 4-day bender, so
yeah, I was gonna say you should remind him to eat and sleep. He tends to forget to do those.
I helped him along by fueling his addiction for 1 day, and then he passed out for about 24 hours. So and whenever I woke up this morning, he was still sleeping. So that's good. Maybe he'll sleep for another couple of days, but Lord knows he needs it.
Okay. Well,
But yes, hopefully we'll get this figured out, and then you can start making normal visits to Melvin again, and I obviously too. I'm actually under his
tutelage,
so to speak.
Well, you've got
yeah,
a good mentor. Then he's a
he's
little
very
odd, but
eccentric.
he's quite brilliant.
I got attacked by Frank and Jill whenever I first got there.
He's like, that's strange. Frank and Jill are
I know.
usually very quiet, kind.
Yes, I plan on helping him fix them, but anyway, that's off the topic. I look at Zell because she's still sitting there. Are you planning on pursuing this further, Zell? Am I quiet? I'm talking to you, Zell.
Oh, you asked me if I was planning on pursuing it further?
Yes.
Of course. So we're here to help as well. I feel like we've gotten all the information we can from here. I was thinking about heading to the place where it happened, the blacksmith shop.
Yes, that's actually what I was thinking we should do. Would you perhaps be privy to working together on this to help it perhaps go faster? This was supposed to be a quick job. I would really like to get back to my tinkering, but not much of an adventurer or anything, so uh, you know, just kind of want to get back home to where I can do more work.
Eden would have had this
kind of like
again by now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll kind of like glance over at like Eden and then say, I'm not sure. Maybe if we had two different people working the same problem from different angles, it might be more beneficial. I'm not sure if coming at it the same way is the best strategy.
What do you mean?
What was the question that you had asked right before?
Me?
Yeah. Yep.
He asked if we wanted to work together on this.
Yes.
Together. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make it go a little faster, have multiple minds on the same product could perhaps make it come to fruition a little bit faster. That's usually how things work with me. It's how I learned a lot of my things, but it's up to you. Ultimately, I'll be going regardless. But I'm always open to teaming up to get things done a little bit faster. Saves time. Time is money, after all.
How about we meet you in a couple of hours at a certain meeting point? There's somewhere that Zell and I must go before, and once we finish that errand, we can link back up and see what we have found.
Yeah, that's fine. I actually have to. Actually, Matt, can you tell me real fast the blacksmith shop on the map? Where specifically is it? Is it in the lower district or market
It's kind
district?
of it would be like west of 36.
West of 36.
Yeah, like kind of in between 35 and 36, and north of 37, some in that area.
North of 37.
Oh, so like across the road.
Yeah, it's close. It's not far at all.
Okay, sorry. Never mind. Forget what I was about to say. I'm sure I could find something to do for a couple of hours. Ultor, for you nearby us at this point, or are you still kind of just
He's
lingering?
At the table.
Oh,
I am.
What about you? Have I got your name yet? I can't remember, honestly.
You have already.
Okay. Ultorf, would you like to work together as well? You seem interested in this topic.
He kind of snaps out of like 1,000-yard stare and takes a big bite of a rat leg and puts it down and says, Yeah, sure. I have nothing better to do than to live my life in the service of other people. Kind of shakes his head up and down.
Perfect. Well, I guess let's come up with a meeting place. In the meantime, you guys can go do your thing for 2 hours, and we'll meet up at 1:45 and 53 milliseconds. See that about then. In the meantime, I will do my own thing. Old Torf, do you have your own things that you would like to do before we meet?
I was thinking about going and talking to that blacksmith.
Well, we were going to, unless you were going to go before, that's fine. But we were going to meet up and then go talk to the blacksmith. But if you would like to go beforehand, obviously no one's stopping you.
Nah, I'm fine. I'll just patiently wait here and enjoy my food.
Perfect.
So Skirtle finally
So how
speaks up
about
and is like, "So
Mhm.
everyone is on board to help Brick?"
Well, yes, I would like to get a steady source of food coming into Melvin. He's getting a little skinny, honestly. So, he looks a little skinny at least. He hasn't eaten in a long time. So,
So well, I
want to help him out a little bit. I would like my mentor to be alive.
I'm of meager means, but I could pay each of you 20 gold for a week's worth of supervision of Brick. Starting tomorrow, if you could all meet back here in the morning, so he could go about his business throughout the city.
Can't complain with that, honestly. I was just expecting regular runs of food, so any pay would be greatly appreciated. Of course, that whatever works for you works for me, honestly.
DM, is that what we were sent here to do? Is to protect Brick, or are we supposed to be investigating what's going on?
Investigation is totally up to you guys, but you were all sent to come and help Skirtle with something. Like that was like specifically what you were told.
Okay. I may have misled us a little bit there then.
Yeah.
Because I specifically thought we were sitting here to investigate it
Me too.
ourselves, not
Yeah.
necessarily help exactly what Skirtle do exactly what Skirtle needed us to do. Because in that case, I mean,
if I'm doing that, though.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, if that's what you guys want to do, you can. But you were sent here specifically to help Skirtle with something. He just kind of put fillers out to various sources.
I know exactly what I need to do, but
yeah, and he just needs right now because like the guards, the city watch is looking into it. So he just really needs you guys to watch Brick and keep him safe while he goes about the city doing his business until this all blows over, type thing.
Okay, yeah, with that being
that's my fault. I didn't describe that well enough, I guess.
No, you're good. With whatever whatever he would have ordered us to do, that is definitely what we would do, or what for sure my character would be doing. I won't speak for Zell, but I mean that is me being what I am with Glenn, or what I have been training under Glennon. I would be doing exactly what he asked me to do. So if it is that he wants us to do what Skirtle needs us to do, 100% we'd be staying with Brick. So I would like to change that myself,
Okay.
if that is the case.
Sure, yeah. And he said that it starts tomorrow morning. So you guys have the rest of today to do whatever you want.
Okay.
We still go stop by the blacksmith.
Yeah, like I said,
just to take a look around, see what we're dealing with.
Yes, that's exactly what I was planning on doing. In the meantime, of course, he will be here in the morning to be a bodyguard, I guess. My forte, but he's good. Can't argue that. But yes, if you do have some things to do for 2 hours, and you as well, Old Torf, we can all go our separate ways for now, and then meet up somewhere nearby, I assume. Is that all right with y'all, or?
Well, that is certainly
sounds like a good
Perfect.
That works for us.
plan. Sure.
Perfect. Well, Skirtle, would you mind if I did take some of this food? Not to eat myself. I would like to take it to Melvin.
Of course. We
Or
have
he hasn't ate.
to go things that we deliver food throughout the city as well. So
Perfect. Well, I'll
Brick,
be the delivery
you-
woman for today.
could you
Make your job a little
grab
bit
something?
easier.
The two female kobolds kind of like, oh, thank you. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is Skick and Skack. They're some of my other employees.
Dick and Skack.
Skick and Skack.
Skirtle, Brick, Skick, and Skack. I love it. Grayson, can you remind me what you told me? It started with a V. Your name.
Your name. I was actually going to ask that too.
Huh?
Zavon.
Zavon. Okay.
Zavon.
Zavon. Awesome. Cool. Thanks. All right. Well, I have a couple of things I need to do. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and cut out. We'll meet back up here. Do you guys have a map of Sobek yet?
I hold mine up.
Perhaps. Okay. I'll go ahead and mark this area. I hold mine up. This area on your map, and then we'll meet there specifically. And yeah, we'll meet there in 2 hours. 1:59, roughly. Anyway, I bid you adieu, and I walk out.
Okay.
With the food.
Yep. Eden,
Take
Zell,
care.
what are you two doing?
As soon as we're alone, I'm going to look at Eden and go, okay, you're acting weird.
So, yeah, I think that first I really want us to go find the leader of the watch, Sergeant Henrik, because I would like to know what he knows thus far. I got that info from Skirtle that he may be either in the barrack or in the citadel. So I would really like to find him if we can, to learn a little bit more about the situation. And the other thing is a little more confusing, and I will explain on the way.
Sure, Devon, let's go.
Oltorf,
Hi.
what are you doing?
I'm guessing I'm gonna stay there at that place until it's time to meet up, because I don't want to follow them or anything, but I just want to stay with the location because it seems like people are being aggressive with them.
Yep, cool. Anything else that you would want to talk to anyone in there about, or just gonna kind of hang out and?
Basically, he's just going to just have general conversation and talk about journeys and stuff like that, and laugh and drink.
Cool. Yep. And like I said, they don't charge you for any food or ale that you order, so.
I'm definitely taking advantage of that.
What a nice place.
Yeah, like I said, it tastes bad, but it's very strong. But you are a dwarf, so you are immune to the poison condition. So.
Nice.
Damn.
Cool. So I guess we'll go to Eden and Zell. Immediately leaving this place, you guys are going to head towards where specifically?
Let me see on the map. Where do you know where the barrack is specifically?
Bottom left.
Bottom left. Oh boy, it is.
That's far away.
That's a ways. And then where's the citadel?
Top right.
Top right. Good. Love that.
The barrack is probably like a 20-minute walk.
Yeah, I think given our location right now, thinking we probably want to head to the watch barracks.
Okay.
And that was actually where I was assuming first we should check, just based off of what he said. I would have imagined the barracks would be the place. So,
what was the name of the
feet.
city watch guy?
Sergeant. Excuse me. Try to combine his names there. Sergeant Hendrick. Excuse me. Hendrick.
That's a very normal name.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not all names are fantasy.
I say normal. I guess I mean easy to spell.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you guys are heading over towards
What's going on?
the Citadel? I mean the barracks.
The barracks.
Okay.
yes.
Cool. Clea, where are you headed? Immediately leaving this place.
I am going to make my way back to Melvin's shop.
Okay.
Well, house actually. Should take me roughly 20 minutes. So I will get there and open the door, unless there's anything before that.
Unless you wanted to stop somewhere or do something. You go pretty unimpeded.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to kind of go straight there. And is he awake? Do I hear anything as I walk up?
Not coming from the warehouse or the shop or anything.
Okay. Well, I will go ahead and walk in and see if he's awake.
Yeah, now that you walk in and get a little closer to his door, you hear loud snoring still.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I will leave the food in some place, maybe so it doesn't get too old, perhaps, because he might be sleeping for another couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
He has any means of preserving something, maybe.
He doesn't.
Okay. Well, I would just leave it on the counter if there is a counter somewhere nearby.
Yeah, there's a
kitchen.
table. Yeah.
We'll go upstairs and get my the device that I had acquired from him, and just kind of play with it a little bit more with the knowledge that I have. Perhaps take out my gem, my jeweler's kit, and kind of see what I can come up with as far as trying to make another stride, initial stride, to figuring it out.
Okay. Do you remember the check I had you do? Because I don't.
I haven't done one yet because I haven't investigated. This will be the first one. So whatever you want me to do.
You said you're using your jeweler's kit?
Yes.
Okay, use that
Because
check.
it was a jewel.
Yep.
Okay.
1 gold, by the way, Nick.
Jeweler's kit. Don't know. Was that 14 plus my proficiency?
Are you proficient with
Bonus?
jeweler's toys?
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
one of
that
the things,
and your
so-
intelligence.
21.
21. Okay. Kind of sitting down and tinkering with this thing. It almost kind of, you can kind of get like faint voices from it.
As soon as I hear the voices, I drop it. Recollect my thoughts a little bit. Was it in my head or was I hearing it outside?
Hard to tell. It felt like it was coming from everywhere whenever you really were like focused on this thing.
Intriguing. Is What is with this thing? Causes corruption to constructs. I just heard voices holding it. Third, something else. I'll pick it back up. Anything? All right. I'll put it down. Take a note. Just initial note from anything from today. I don't have a bunch of time, so I don't want to spend a bunch of time on it. So
Okay.
I'll just take a note, leave it in my journal. I will grab my my little hummingbird that I had made this morning. I didn't grab it whenever I left.
Okay.
I will actually activate it, and then kind of float around the room for a little bit, and I'll say return, and it comes to my finger, and I just kind of put it on my shoulder,
And it just
and he
chills.
just sits there.
Yeah.
Yep, just chills there, and I will go ahead and walk out, and probably I would say probably about an hour probably went by. I would assume
I would say that's pretty close. Yeah.
doing that. So I will go downstairs, and if Melvin is not awake yet, I will grab a tiny piece of the rat meat before I go and eat it. And how does it taste?
Has a really smoky flavor, but I mean, pretty decent. Better
Cool.
than you thought rat could taste. Very tender.
Cool, awesome. I will also take everything before I leave. Whenever I was upstairs, I would have put all my toolkits inside my new bag as well. Just to save a little bit of weight, and grab my bow, since I'm probably going to be perhaps investigating. Might get in a little bit of trouble. And then I will make my way back. But beforehand, I will cut. Nah, I'll take my time walking back to the point, and then that'll be my 2 hours.
Cool. Okay, so I know what Old Torp is doing. Let's pan back to Eden and Zale. You guys walk through the city, and you arrive at the watch barracks. It's walled off from the rest of the city, and the portcullis is up right now, but there's some guards outside of the gate.
Do we have any kind of like emblem or official paperwork saying that we're with the Shadow Fate Embassy?
No.
Cool. How do you want to approach this?
You're muted,
yeah,
Grayson.
you're muted, Grayson.
Welcome.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So I walk up and I ask one of the guards at the gates if Sergeant Hendrick is here.
No, he's not. He's doing his rounds. I think he was meant to stop by the most recent kidnapping scene, but other than that, he's doing his normal patrols. May I ask what your business is with him?
We have heard that he is investigating the recent string of missing cases, and
do you have information?
No, actually, we were hoping to learn some more so that we could assist with the search.
Just doing your Good Samaritan duties of the day, or because if you are, you may just get in the way. I might say not to do that. We're capable. We're heading it up.
That is a good note, and I appreciate that. We will take that and be on our way.
Sure. Stay safe out there.
You too.
Thank you.
Well, we came all this way for nothing.
Yeah, you made me walk a really long way. Thank you for that.
Well, following up on moods.
Okay.
At least we know where we need to be now. That most recent disappearance was near the blacksmith, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we know where we need to be now, and it fortunately happens to be near the blacksmith, so I apologize, but I think we are on the right track.
No, it's all good. Do we want to go look for him at the Citadel, or do we need to head back?
How far logistically is the Citadel, and how long would it take for us to get there?
As the crow flies, it's about 4,600 feet. So you can...
Which translates to...
It'll be about double.
It's like 40 minutes.
How fast can you walk 9,000 feet? 1,000 yards.
That's a good question.
I don't think it'll take that long. But... probably like...
I don't know. Bad at math.
About 45 minutes.
45.
How long is a mile? Like 5,600 feet? 5,200? Something like that.
5,280 feet.
Yeah.
6,000 is a statute mile. Depending on what you're measuring.
Wow.
Look
Pilot things.
Look at old Poindexter over here.
Motherfucking brilliance.
Yeah, so you go. It's about that far.
Okay.
It's about that far. No, it's exactly that far, Matt.
It's about that far.
About that far. Anyway.
I mean, Zell, do you think we should be looking for him at the Citadel, or should we look where he said that he may be at this time near the disappearance?
Yeah, that actually makes sense. I would like to look at the blacksmith's shop anyway.
Who were you saying he?
Birds with one stone.
The guard.
What?
You don't know he.
Huh?
The guard
Yeah,
they
it's
just
guard we
talked
just
to.
talked to.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Okay, perfect. Then I think we should head that way.
For reference, I'm not sure. I might have said conflicting information. The blacksmith's daughter disappeared on the 6th of sowing on a moon day. And that's something that Skirtle would have told you guys. Just so you can get an idea of how long ago it was.
Oh, of 6th of what?
Sowing.
Sowing.
Yeah. On moon day. Cool. So you guys head straight over to the blacksmith shop, or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It takes about as long as it took you to walk there to walk here. So roughly 10 minutes one way. So about 20, 30 minutes have elapsed as you arrive. Go ahead.
20 minutes of their 2-hour time is all they've used.
Yep. I'll say 30.
Huh.
But,
God damn it. All right. Well, I'm extremely late. All right.
We expected it to be more. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys arrive at the blacksmith's shop, and there are a few guards there currently, but they just kind of look like they're standing around, not doing anything in particular. As you walk up, you do notice one of the side windows. So it's like a larger house, and then there's like an actual like shop / forge attached to this building.
Do I
But
see him walking around in the same area?
What's up?
Do I see him walking around in the same area?
Yeah, I would say you actually walked over towards 35 probably. That's like a whole market square. I would say, yeah, you probably do see them.
Can I stealth and watch them since I kind of ran into them coincidentally?
Yeah, you just want to stand back and watch them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you being stealthy at all?
Yeah, natural 20.
Oh, okay.
With a 25.
Then, yeah, I would think you're pretty stealthy.
That boy do be stealthy though. Shit.
Yeah, you feel pretty stealthy. You're just kind of there's lots of dwarves around, so you just kind of blend in. Cool. So, like I said, you guys arrive. One of the would-be windows, on like the side of the house part has been boarded up. There used to be like a little like flower bed right outside of it, but it's been totally trampled from people.
Okay. So there's a trampled flower bed. Is there anything else that is immediately visible to us that's off?
No, like I said, there's no work being done at the forge currently. But like I said, there's some guards standing around outside of the building, but other than that, there's nothing going on.
Okay. Do I see anybody inside of the building, perhaps?
All the
Somebody
windows are have the blinds in front of them.
closed.
Bless.
And I would imagine all these guards are clearly guards that look the same.
Yeah,
Nobody necessarily looks more important than the next.
No, yeah, most of them look dressed very similarly to the guy that you just talked to. One of them has like some more like plumage to him.
What does plumage mean?
Like rank.
Oh, okay.
A little more decorated.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Finer leather, nicer.
So we do see him.
Yep.
Okay.
Or what you can assume is somebody in charge.
Okay. So I tell Zell, I think that that man who has the plumage to him may be the one in question. This Sergeant Hendrick that we need to speak with.
Okay.
And so I go up and approach him. And I'd say outright, I'm looking for a Sergeant Hendrick.
You found him.
Hello, Sergeant.
Hello, stranger.
We come from Skirtle's Pompous. What was it? The Rompus Rat or whatever.
Rampant
Roach. We come from Skirtle's Rampant Roach.
Notes right.
He just kind of stands there and is like listening to you talk and is like,
"What the fuck?
Do you know where you came from?"
To be honest, we actually came from the barracks because we were looking for you there. And we did not find you, and so we were directed here, and now we have.
I take pride in being hard to find.
Well, that you are. But we appreciate finding you now, and
are you
wanted
going
to let you know
approach a point at some time?
Yes, I was going there right now. If you would let me speak for a moment. I'm actually working with Skirtle to help protect his nephew, as he is being implicated in this disappearance. And I was wondering if there was anything that we could assist with, any information that we could have to help with.
And who are you?
Disappearance. I am Zavon.
Zavon, I don't know you. And you are? Any motions to Zell?
I am Zell. We are friends of Fertile and his nephew Brick.
Congratulations.
We're here on their behalf. We've been hoping to try and help clear Brick's name.
Well, that's exactly what we're doing as well.
And so we
And
hope
how
that
is that going?
knows the way.
I don't know.
That's
Have
kind
you seen a kobold that can drag a grown woman out of her room in the middle of night with nobody seeing?
No.
Neither have I.
There you go. I think that means you're probably not looking for a kobold. I had to guess. Seems fairly obvious that someone is trying to
The
frame
investigation is still underway.
Clearly.
Well, Sergeant, if there is anything that we can do to help, we will be around. We'd certainly like to assist, but of course, if you would like to run your own investigation, then
yes, I would.
we welcome you to do so. Well, good luck with that. And
next time you come and waste my time, please bring useful information.
Oh boy.
Noted.
Goodbye.
Nope. I turn around. Nope, not doing that. Not doing it. Not taking the bait. Oh man.
Well, Zoe, that one led us nowhere.
Yeah. It's another 10-minute walk. That was pointless.
Well, all part of the game.
Why aren't we telling people that we're from the Shadowfey Embassy again? Don't you think that would offer us at least some credibility?
Well, there's actually something that let me bring it back. That girl that came into the hold up. The rampant roach.
The rumpus rat.
on the same mission that we were.
I like that name better.
Do what?
I like that name better. The rumpus rat.
Oh yeah, the rompus rat. The girl that came into the rompus rat. I many years ago when I was visiting Topkin, our grandfather in Savoyne, we met.
Our grandfather?
She was we fucked. So you miss a part there, Matt.
Oh, I must have stepped away. I'm not even gonna explore that anymore. That was
Yep. So we were
considering the ages.
we
legal, goddammit.
Beware. So I was in the market and
wait, hold on. How much of this are you joking about?
Most of it so far.
We didn't actually the fucking
okay, because you said several years ago. I thought you guys were kids. I was thinking you guys as kids. So
no, he was.
The
only thing he's joked about
younger.
so far was the sexual relations. That was not a thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yes, we did meet when we were kids. When I was in Savoyne with Topkin and Mother. I was going through the market. Topkin gave me money to go find something to bide my time for the day while he was doing his work as he does. And I passed this girl. She was selling all kinds of gadgets and toys. It was the bee's knees, if you will. And so, yeah. I stopped by and I was looking at her things, and I actually saw that she had a knack for working with metal and with gadgets specifically. And I actually gave her the dagger, the oath, grandfather's dagger that he gave to me. Well, she would know about the oath, right?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay, so the dagger that I have is called the Oath. It's an ancestral family dagger. So
And you gave it to the girl you had just met.
I was having her fix it. You probably don't recall, but as it was given to me in battered shape on the hilt, I gave it to her to work on because I saw that she was very skilled with metalwork, with all of these things. So anyway, I gave it to her, and we went to the we went to a shop in Savoyne, and she worked on this dagger for the entirety of a day. I got to know her a little bit. It was a very interesting shop. It had so many gems everywhere that I wanted to steal, but I felt like she was watching me. Not, but at the end of the day, we realized that we were late coming home, and she knew of this shortcut that was going to save us 6 minutes and so many milliseconds, and so we decided to take the shortcut. And on our way, we ran into some thugs. These thugs tied us up. We couldn't, and tied us up to chairs. And to be honest, I was very fearful for our lives. And all of a sudden, Tofkin shows up, and he, within 6 seconds this time, it wasn't his fastest, but it was alarmingly quick. He absolutely slaughtered every single one of the thugs that had tied us up. And after he slaughtered them, he took us back to the markets and drops. And that happened to be that final summer that I was there in Savoyne. My training began right after that. Tofkin was very upset and swore me to not visit again until I was trained and a full ill-rigger myself, and I have not seen her since. And all that to say that from that moment on, Tofkin made it very clear to me that I needed to be wary of those that I entrust with my identity. And so been very hesitant to tell anyone from the moment that I meet them that I am Eden, in fact. While I will share a shadow, they can glean from my appearance, personal information with them. So that is why I have been hesitant to share that with Sergeant, with Clea, and that is why today was weird. I'm sure I will open up to Clea, but I was alarmed at first when I saw her, and trying to handle the emotions of that moment, of that memory.
Okay. So you're distrustful of her.
I am weary as to why she would be here doing this work as well, as she is not one of us, and as Glennon tends to work that he believes will set us apart from others. Interesting that, however, we are tied together in this. So I am weary.
Okay. Okay.
So I would not go to distrust her, but I am interested to see what else she may know, in case there's anything that we're not aware of yet in regards to her involvement.
Fair enough. Zell makes note to keep a very, very close eye on Clea from now on.
Okay. Well, what would the two of you have done after that?
I can make myself look like a member of the City Watch and I could just go and investigate the whole place without the permission.
Well, I do believe that is a wonderful idea, and I think that is something you should absolutely do. We are, of course, trying to endear ourselves to Glennon in these roles. If you were not aware already.
Does Glennon have any aversion to us breaking the law, such as impersonating a officer?
I mean, espionage is maybe something that we could speak of, but I think he's more of a get it done by any means possible rather than like just don't bring notice to them. It's like do what you want, but if you fuck up, you're on your own type situation.
Mm-hmm.
So were they saying that out loud to each other? Because
I assume speaking to one another, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I said it out loud. I mean, I said it discreetly because we are out in the middle of people, but I did say it out loud, yes.
May I roll a perception check
How
to see
close
if I
are you?
overheard? I imagine probably at least 15.
15 feet?
It's a busy market.
Damn.
It is a busy market. They're not like at market though. They're like off the trail just a little bit.
Which is punishable by death.
That being said, like I said, you did roll really high in stealth. So go ahead and roll perception to see if you could hear them. Roll it at disadvantage because it is a busy market and there's lots of noises going on.
That's a
Wow.
21 and 23.
That's really good. Yeah, I would
And-
say you probably heard all of it.
All right. Well, in that case, I want to kind of step out of my hiding place and say, well, at least if you're going to break the law, might I give you some guidance?
Following him?
Hello.
I say that to Ultorf.
I wasn't following you per se, but I did happen upon you in the same sort of space, so to speak. And from that point, yeah, following you.
Yeah. Okay. Sal makes a note to keep an eye on Ultorf as well.
Eden, how do you react to
What
this?
might? Yeah, so number one, I'm like, I wouldn't say pissed off, but like, Eden doesn't like to be spied on. I like to keep a low profile.
I don't think anyone likes to be spied on.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is very fair. So I am not very happy about this. But I am. I mean, ultimately, like I am trying to serve the purpose that Glennon sent us out on. So I tell him, I ask him, what might you suggest? What can?
You've been kind of breaking up a little bit. I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, it's hard to understand you.
Shit. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would. Oh, did it again? Fuck. I would ask Ultorf, what is it that you could possibly suggest to us in this situation?
Well, at the current moment, nothing amazing, but maybe with the help of Boulder, I can make you just a little bit better at things. And of course, he's talking about casting guidance on Zell if she insist on going in. So if she ever gets questioned for anything, she will have an extra D4 on her rolls for skill checks.
He meant some guidance in the most literal sense.
Yeah.
Do you have disguise self?
I do.
Okay.
What does that look?
I just didn't see it prepared earlier, but that's fine.
No, I prepared it this morning when I woke up.
Oh, okay.
For a long rest.
Yeah, that's fine. I do have all of the y'all's character sheets pulled up, so.
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Is that what you want to do, or are you guys going to do something different?
I'm simply offering my services. If you don't want help with it, I'm happy to go back to the rampant roach.
No, help would be great. Yeah. How do we want to go about this? Eden, you or Zavon, you've been here longer than I have.
Damn. Name drop.
Who's eating?
Oof.
Who's Eden? You were the one who lied, so I don't feel bad.
That's great.
You wouldn't.
What do you know of the City Watch?
What would I know about the City Watch?
As far as like structure goes, like rank and
being in the city during the summers, working there. What general knowledge would I have about them?
Give me 2 seconds. If this does not give me an answer super quick, I'm just gonna make some up. So the it's kind of your job, in a sense, to know these kind of things.
Okay.
So the guards are just kind of a lot of them are made up of Gearforged, and that's kind of like, to become a Gearforged, you have to pay a debt, and like that's servitude is usually the debt that you pay, like years of service into the watch. That being said, it is run by Lady Fennel Maroc, and she is in charge of the Blue House. But past that, it's she's in charge, and then it goes down to like several different sergeants. But it's there's not a ton of them. They just kind of loosely patrol the streets and stuff like that, kind of like the police force.
Okay. So I repeat that to Zoe.
Okay. If I'm going to do this, is there anyone in particular you know that I should impersonate? Make myself look like anyone.
Oh, you're breaking up bad.
Matt, what time is it?
Currently 9:20. IRL or
in game?
In game. For you, it's like 1:30. You guys are planning on meeting back at 2. For them, it's just like right around 1.
Okay.
Oh, really? So when it comes to her you doing disguise self, I'd imagine that's just an appearance thing. It's not necessarily you take on all of the knowledge that the other person has. It's
or
purely
voice either. So it would be preferable if it be a female.
yeah. So Zell, the leader of the watch, is Miss Fennel Maroc. And I think that you understand the consequence of not being able to carry out any conversations that she may be able to have. So I leave this one to you. It is imperative that we get this information, but there are times that we have to weigh the cost. And so if you feel that you can do it, then I support that. If you feel that that is overstepping your ability, then I say we wait and find another way.
How do you feel about impersonating the leader? I don't know. Can you think of any other way? Can we wait till nightfall and sneak in, or
Perhaps we
I
can.
certainly think that.
Perhaps we can wait until there is a sort of shift change. Maybe we can say that you're the shift change coming up.
Absolutely. And if there is a shift change in the evening, then that would certainly be best, as obviously we may have an easier time sneaking at that point.
Should we observe them and come back later with our other friend that we made today?
I suppose that that may be the best route of action.
okay?
Well, one of us could stay here and see if a shift change happens, and you guys could go meet up with forget what her name was.
Leah?
Leah, yes. And if I have anything to report, you're just across the street from me. And I will come find you guys.
I think that will work.
Well, if someone's going to stay here and someone's going to go find Clea, I think Siobhan should go find Clea and I'll stay here. Is that what we said? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm fine with anyone, as long as they observe when the shift change happens.
I pat Pepper on my shoulder. I say I have a little friend to help me keep an eye out too.
That would be perfect.
Okay, so what are we doing, guys?
Do we want to go back to the Rampant Roach and wait for him?
We're meeting at the blacksmith, right?
Are we?
I think so.
The blacksmith, not the house, right?
Right. Aren't we meeting at the blacksmith at 159? Could be completely wrong.
Didn't we just come from the blacksmith?
Yeah, y'all did.
The
There
sergeant
was
was a
a meeting place that I had pointed out. I didn't say anything. I pointed out somewhere particular, but I don't know exactly where I pointed on the map. But your characters would know where we were supposed to meet.
Okay.
I mean, we could say it was the Rampant Roach for convenience sake.
I thought y'all did say the Rampant Roach.
No, it was going to be a place where we were going to meet up by the blacksmith to go investigate the blacksmith shop.
Gotcha.
Which I already did that, so.
You don't know that. Y'all could do the Rampant Roach. You could do Crown Square.
I'm totally role playing that. So I'm going straight to the meetup place first, wherever whenever, and I'll be there at exactly 1:59 and like 67 milliseconds.
Like I say, y'all could go to Crown Square, the Strauss clock tower. You could go to Rampant Roach, whatever y'all want to do.
Crown Square sounds easy.
Yeah, Crown Square. I'll just be sitting at. Well, it depends on, I guess, when they're planning on getting there.
Did y'all head straight over?
Pretty much, and I wait there for him.
Okay. What are the other two doing? Y'all are staking out the place?
I am.
Eden?
Yeah, she's taken out. I head to the meeting place.
Okay, so Oltorf and Eden go to the meeting place, and Zilashave stakes out. Make a perception check.
Is it daylight?
It is.
I would definitely be looking through Pepper's eyes to get a closer look.
Okay.
My eyes are sensitive to sunlight.
Yeah, they are.
Natural 20.
Hey, nice.
About
5 minutes after they left, all of the guards that were there just left.
I just left?
Yeah, they just left.
I send Pepper in the door.
The door,
or through a window, or something.
I mean, it's all closed up. Like they're still living there. The people still live there, but I mean, like I said, it's all closed up and.
Gotcha.
You actually start to hear a banging of metal on metal in the shop. Ding.
Oh, okay.
Ding. Ding.
Okay.
The door to the shop is open. Or the forge.
I'll go peek out. I'll have Pepper go peek in, but I don't want him to go in. Just like go look through the door.
Yeah, she just sees.
They're working. They're working.
Yeah, a pretty large man in there, just working at the anvil, beating some metal. Large man, mostly bald on top, big mustache.
Mustachioed man.
Okay. I would like to go talk to him, actually.
Okay. You walk in, he's kind of like he's facing like the doorway, and he's just he doesn't even like pick his head up whenever you come in. He's just still working.
I try to like wave and like get his attention.
He does one last, and he looks up at you. Yes, can I help you?
I'm so sorry to interrupt your workday.
Was an accident.
I'm here to look into the disappearance. Am I assuming that this is where she lived, right? This is where Rosalind lived?
Are you asking me or him?
You.
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking into the disappearance of Rosalind and many of the other people who have disappeared in the city lately. And I was wondering if there was anything you could tell me to help.
Just another person looking into what already knows the truth. And he gets back to work.
What do you know to be the truth?
It was those damned kobolds. I know it was.
How do you know?
I know.
I mean, kobolds are known to be.
Whenever he says that, he's kind
civilized.
He's kind of put his stuff down, but when he said that, you could see him. He like reached down and like rubbed something that's in his pocket.
Gotcha. Well, kobolds are known for being less civilized, so it's not too far-fetched of an idea. But if there's anything that you've witnessed,
they're just a bunch of damn Marodi spies. Now they're coming for our kids.
Spies. You said Marodi?
Yeah. like the Marodi Empire.
Oh,
That would be the Dragon Empire. I think you would know that.
okay.
He said, "Now they've taken my little girl."
Are Marodi spies common in Zobek?
If you walk through the ghetto, they are. Now, even now, they infiltrate our streets, our shops. They're everywhere.
Do you know what their goal is, taking your daughter, or where they would have taken her?
If I knew where she was, I would have went already.
What about their purpose?
I don't know. To eat her, I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Server at the Rampant Road.
Ask him.
And these damn guards aren't doing any good either.
Yes, I
I'm getting
encountered
no
one
answers
outside
out of
earlier.
anybody.
I agree with that. The one I spoke to outside your residence a few minutes ago was entirely useless.
They found kobold tools and weapons at every single scene. Of course it was them.
It does make sense, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
What's that there in your pocket?
He pulls his hands up. I don't have anything in my pocket.
Okay. It just seemed like it was a source of comfort in your time of hurt.
That's one way to put
maybe
it.
Associate. What?
He said that's one way to put it.
Is it something associated with your daughter?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, that's a really bad roll. 9.
Oh.
It's a really bad roll.
It says unless you have some information to help me find my daughter. I think our conversation here is done.
I can tell you where to find Kobold that took her.
Where? Do you know something? Who took her? What do you know?
I give him an entirely false address to someone in the ghetto. A lie.
God damn! Is someone murdered?
Make a deception check.
No, not like I pick an address. Like I give him like something probably that doesn't even.
Make a deception check.
That sounds like it might exist, but
disadvantage.
doesn't necessarily. Disadvantage?
Yeah.
Oh shit! This could go real bad real quick. Okay. Hold on. What's my deception? 12?
He says, "Get the hell out. I know who it was. Just making shit up. Get out."
Okay, I'll leave. He's a big angry man.
Yes, he is a very large man, probably like 6'3" and just has like blacksmith build, like fucking yoked ass arms. Yeah. And then you hear just
damn, that disadvantage killed me because I rolled an 18 on the other one.
Yeah.
Really good.
He knows things. But you hear the striking of metal on metal, but it's like way louder, like ding ding as you walk away. Cut to the rest of the group. I would say right about when you were finishing up with that is whenever Clea would have arrived to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Are they there?
Yeah. Unless
are they at this crown square?
Unless otherwise stated. I think so, right?
Yep, we would have been there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I walk up. from the west. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
west side of the Crown Square. Yeah, that would have been a long way around. Huh?
yeah. Do you stick to the paved roads, or do you usually like cut down some of the dirt roads?
So at least from, if I remember correctly, his house was that one. So
right next
I
to
would have stuck
27,
to,
right?
yeah, it would have went down that thicker kind of dirt road going down.
Okay.
27, and then cut off of the big building of number 11, and then actually ended up on the brick road coming. That would have been my little direction there.
Okay.
So the bigger, wider roads I would prefer. Anyway, I would walk up, and I guess I see them there. Are they all together, or
I would say Zell, do you head there as well?
Yeah,
Following
yeah.
that?
As soon as I leave there, I go straight back.
You two kind of arrive roughly at the same time.
Side eye or just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I just walk up and I'm like, right on time.
You did say 159.
159. That's exactly and 67 milliseconds.
And then you hear
exactly
ding,
right.
Ding, ding, the clock tower right behind you guys.
Yep. Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect timing. Well, I guess let's go to the blacksmith and investigate. I had a couple of errands I had to run beforehand, so this 2 hours was very useful. But let's go get started.
Zavon, a word. I just like gesture him over just like a little bit.
Of course. Please excuse us for a moment.
Of course.
It might be best that I hang back from the trip to visit the blacksmith, and I tell him what happened about everything I know. And I'll add, I am almost certain that he knows that Brick was associated with his daughter's disappearance, whether falsely or not. I believe he's intent on attacking him.
So he just absolutely believes it, has no information to support that, just absolutely believes it was Brick.
We would say that was the gist that I got, right? I mean, he seemed like he knew who it was, and who else would be associated with it than the owner of the dagger that was left?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
the leap I made.
Reasonable deduction to make.
I'll explain all of that, why I made that deduction.
Yeah.
I mean, we received orders from Glennon, and that is what we must do. So if he attacks Brick, we must stop him. Is there anything that he suggested that perhaps we could do to mitigate that anger, to help him search for the proper person? Anything at all? Or does he seem intent?
He seemed very intent. He kept reaching in his pocket. There's something in there I think might be important, but I couldn't figure out what.
Did he seem nervous, or did he seem...
No, he seemed very angry, actually. Very, very angry.
I wonder what it was. I mean, you know what Glennon told us to do, and this is what he gave us. You seem to have reservations about that.
I don't think Brick should pay for something that he clearly didn't do. But I don't think the father of this little girl should be punished for wanting justice. He's just misguided.
Well, I mean, I think that you said our we start tomorrow, right?
Yep, tomorrow morning.
I mean, if you think he was so intent, then I think that it'd be wise for us to go back and speak with him. Perhaps I can give it a try and see if I can calm him down and help him with the search. Maybe suggest that it wasn't Brick. Maybe he needs to hear what Brick has to say about the situation. But ultimately, I think we need to talk to him again. And maybe tonight I stay with Brick so that if anything does happen before we start our work, then I'll be there at least.
All right.
What are the other two of you doing? Just sitting there watching
I
them
was about to
talk?
say, I was waiting for that to be over.
Looking at my fingernails.
Ulthorf, what's your involvement in this? They seem to have had goals and path paid for them already. Are you just like a lone wanderer, or are you involved with something? Obviously, none of my business. I'm just trying to piece things together here a little bit more than what I know, which is not very much. I'm going to be honest. Please share so I can kind of have a little bit of direction here.
Have you ever seen the Blues Brothers?
Probably.
That's all I'm gonna say. If you know, you know.
So, he just casually kind of pulls a shield off his back onto his arm and pats Baldur's symbol. Says, "This is my only stake here. To wander around and help people. These people seem like they're in need of help, so I'm here to help people."
Yeah. A god worshipper, huh? Well, so I guess you're just on a path created for you by some higher being. I assume that's kind of the direction you're going here.
You could say that, and I mean, I wasn't specifically sent here by anyone or anything of that nature.
So it wasn't like a vision in your dreams or anything like that, correct?
I mean, I was told to go to Zobek, and I was told to go to the Rampant Roach, but I have no clue what I am doing. I'm just following the light of my god.
Fair enough. I respect that, and I kind of reach out and I pat him on the shoulder. Good luck with all that. And I look to the left. Is Eric at the clock tower?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Does he has he noticed me yet?
I mean, maybe when you came up,
Or is
he's
he
like
kind of
noticed you, but he's not gonna like wave you down or anything. But he might have noticed
Yeah.
if you came by.
So I will leave Ultorf. Is he? I want to see what he's doing.
Eric,
Eric.
you're just
All
standing.
right. So Ultorf is. I'll just say, well, good luck with that. And while they're talking, I'm going to go over here and have a quick conversation real fast while they're taking a little bit of time. It's already been a minute and a half. You know, a little slow for me. I would have liked to have been on the way, but utilize the time that you're given. So I will be back. You can come along if you'd like. It's nothing personal. I just want to go talk to this watch guard over here. And then I start walking to Eric.
All right.
So, as we were standing near them having our conversation, did we hear their conversation at all?
I mean,
Are we able to
I
talk and hear it?
assumed you walked far enough away to where they couldn't hear you, which in turn would mean you couldn't hear them.
That was my
okay.
intention.
Yep.
To not be overheard. I wanted to contain my information.
That was what I thought. Sorry, Jared, I thought that you started all of that by hearing what we were talking about.
No, I was just getting annoyed that y'all were talking to each other for a very long time. So, well, for Clea, it's a very long time. But in the meantime, I will go have a very quick conversation with Eric.
Clea, how are you?
Hey, Eric, how are you? I actually have a bit of a quick question. I don't have much time to talk today, unfortunately, but have you heard perhaps anything about the girl that disappeared from the blacksmith shop?
Miss Rosalind Turner, I assume?
Yes.
I'm not assigned to the case, so I just kind of know what I've heard in passing.
Fair. Well, is there anything that you're able to share to someone that might be investigating the matter?
He kind of looks around a little bit and is like, I really shouldn't speak on guard stuff.
It's fine. I don't want to get you in trouble. That's why I said anything that you are able to share. It's of no major concern. It's just to make it a little bit easier to find out. But of course.
Have you become
You're my
involved
friend.
in some way?
Well, it's more of a side job, perhaps. It's more of a friend helping a friend with a friend kind of thing.
Sure.
Pass to it. I don't want to get too involved as far as breaking the law, so don't worry. I just would like to help the guards a little bit, if at all possible, and help the family on the opposite side involved with it.
Well,
Kind of help come to a proper conclusion.
Just do be careful. We have plenty of guards on that case, the various different cases going throughout the city, so.
I'm sure, and I'm sure they're very competent. But again, I don't want to take too much of your time. I'll make sure to stop by if you're here tonight. I can stop by and talk a little bit. I promised I would, but just to give you a little bit of part in your life. But I'm sorry. It looks like my acquaintances are getting finished talking, so I must be on my way. Forgive me. But thank you.
Well, it's always good to see you. Do be careful.
And you as well. You as well. Have a good watch.
I'll watch.
And, yes. Have I noticed it on Eric specifically? Has he changed any?
Mm-mm.
No physical appearance change.
No.
All right, I'll walk back up. Well, that was fast and efficient. What about them two? Are they coming back yet?
Yeah, I would say they're walking back at this time.
All right. Welcome back. I had a conversation myself. Sadly, didn't get much, guards and things. Well, do you guys want to go and talk to this blacksmith man to see if he might have some information?
You're muted.
You're muted, Grayson. Idiot.
Yeah, I'm just leaving it unmuted. I'm sorry if you hear background noise.
That's okay.
I believe that is the best thing for us to do.
Perfect. Well, I guess let's be on the way, and I start walking.
Cool. You guys arrive.
You guys follow?
I assume.
Self before we get there.
Do what?
Huh?
I'm gonna cast disguise self before we get there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, Zell, you may want to hang back if you're going to be returning.
What form do you take?
Human, but with like dark, like tan skin, brown hair, brown eyes, just to try to make my clothes look different, maybe a little more like Zobek style.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen plenty of women walking around.
Yeah.
You could copy from easily.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, you guys arrive. The door's still open.
Make myself a little taller too.
How much?
Make myself look a little taller.
How much taller?
It goes up to like a foot, maybe just a couple inches.
Is it a foot?
Couple inches. That's probably what you can only get away with. You're gonna look kind of awkward with your voice is gonna be coming from your chest.
Yeah, you can seem 1 foot shorter or taller.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
But no, just a little bit, just a subtle amount to make me seem less recognizable.
Okay. Easy done. Like I said, you approach. The door is still open. You hear some furious beating of metal on metal.
So before I actually walk in, I would like to just take a little peek on the sides, the initial side walking up to the building to see if there's anything off.
Not really. Anything that you might have noticed, there's been dozens of people that have, while investigating, this happened several days ago, so while investigating has disturbed any evidence you might have found.
Yes.
The window is still boarded up, though.
Okay, so I will then, after just seeing nothing looking too crazy, I will just go ahead and walk in. Whenever I walk in, does he have just kind of swords displayed and weapons displayed on the side?
No, he's more of like the
peruse?
residential blacksmith, not the arms and armor type. Horseshoes, nails, things like that.
Anything that I, in particular, would be interested in.
What are you interested in? Of any residential tools and things like that?
Yeah, any tools, anything that I might find of use.
Yeah, like I said, he has most farm tools, stuff like that. Okay. He doesn't keep just a lot on hand. He usually just kind of makes what he needs or what he plans on selling.
Well, I guess I'll just take a look around at his. I'll walk in and say hello.
What?
A little feisty today. I just wanted to peruse your inventory to see if I could procure
I'm closed.
I did not see a sign on the door. Sorry. Just wanted to buy some things, but if you're closed for the day, and I don't want to be too much of a bother for you then. But
then please leave.
Of course. I will go ahead and walk outside then.
Yep. And roll an insight.
Okay.
Did everybody come in, or did Clea go alone, or?
Yeah, I was in behind him.
Okay.
Oh.
I did not walk into it. I'm standing at the door, kind of still.
7.
7. He is visibly upset.
Yeah. Before I walk out, are you perhaps the one that had your daughter taken away?
Yes, I'm the very one. Seems everyone wants to come in here and remind me today.
Well, again, sorry about that. It was just a confirmation. I just wanted to
Well, are you a kobold? Are you the one that has taken her?
Clearly not.
Then you shouldn't be sorry.
Well,
I
I'm
just
sorry
want to grieve
for the actions of others. However, I do again want to say, give you my grievances. I know how it is to lose someone personal to you. So
roll deception.
Yeah. Fuck me, this dice sucks. It's a 7.
Whereas I appreciate what you're trying to do, I just need to be alone.
Understandable. But again, have a nice day. Will you be open sometime soon? Or is there a grieving period, so to speak?
I don't know. Is there a certain grieving period you're supposed to take when your daughter is taken from you?
Oh, well, it's usually about 7 days, and then
scaled
she gets
beast.
found, or dirty and scaled, you say?
Have you ever seen a kobold? They're dirty and scaled.
Well, scaled, yes, and dirty, perhaps, maybe in the ghetto, but I haven't seen any particularly too dirty kobolds, but, to each their own. You're quite dirty yourself, so it is what it is.
And you see him kind of look down and notice his unkept appearances, probably for the first time.
So you notice it yourself. It might behoove you to take a bath here and there. It might be relaxing.
As soon as you leave, I'll go take a bath.
Well, I might recommend the. Hold on. What the fuck is that place?
Strauss bathhouses.
Yeah. I might recommend the Strauss bathhouses. They are magnificent. The warm baths, and it helps to really calm the nerves. Whenever I first got here, helped me a lot.
I've lived here my entire life. I know about the bathhouses.
Oh, really?
I think you may be making the situation a bit worse.
Why don't you listen to your short friend and
both
you bugger off?
Am I? It might be. His anger is a little bit too north-sided. But a little bit too quick to act, perhaps. But anyway, I should take my leave, take a bath, and I leave.
As we leave, I want to break a piece of bread and hand it to him, and I'll tell him, just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not out there. Just because they're gone doesn't mean they're dead. Hold out that hope. She might be found.
He said, How can I hope when nobody's doing anything?
Well, we're looking. We're doing what we can, but no one's really been too helpful.
He says, I understand that. Nobody's been helpful to me either, so.
I would just,
I'll kind of peek in and say, if you'd open up to somebody who might be interested in helping you, but, whenever you give somebody an attitude, it kind of turns them off a little bit.
He literally throws his hammer, not at you, but like at the area near you. And it hits the wall.
Whisper, I told you he was angry.
Yeah, and it hits with some force against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Big angry man.
And then he just looks down at Old Torf. It's like, I suggest you leave. My patience has already wore very, very thin.
All right, I'll take a bite of my bread and say, enjoy, and turn around and walk out.
And the bread comes flying over your head as you walk out.
I can't wait to solve this case and shove it in his face. It'd be great.
So,
you could have handled that situation with a little more empathy to that gentleman.
Of course, but it's also rational thinking in a time of dire need to find something, you'd think he would have a little bit more control over his actions and thinking more clearly to solve the problem himself. If he's so quick to act and wondering, relying on someone else to solve the problem, why doesn't he just perhaps get himself out there and do things instead of hitting the hammer?
I look at Clea. You've never lost anyone, have you?
Yeah, with my passive insight, I know he hasn't lost anyone. Right?
Hey, I'm a girl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She hasn't lost anyone. And is she pretty young looking?
16.
16. Very young.
You might be thinking you're the most logical person here, but you're still young and you've got plenty to grow. You'll understand one day that, the logical answer is not always the one that feels right.
I definitely understand that. But, again, it's not maybe might have misspoken. It's not necessarily the logical answer, but more of trying to think rationally in a problematic situation. Blaming others for actions that he doesn't know that they committed is also wrong. There's two sides to the coin here. Flipping it one way and then deciding whether one is going to go the other, and you end up on tails, and it's obviously heads, and you know it. Still going for tails off of your own anger doesn't seem very smart to me.
Well,
I get his grievances. I empathize with him, but there's a point. If I was to actually lose somebody, there is a more rational way to go about it. Always. And treating expelling your hatred for I should even go further. Expelling your hatred that is obviously fueled by unjust rules and thinking is not very proactive, so to speak. It's only going to make his grieving harder.
You see, you seem to misunderstand. I'm not saying that he is not being overly emotional. I'm saying you, as a person, didn't handle that the best way. You kind of fumbled into it. And you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar.
Well, to each their own. I have my own ways of solving problems. But it's a roundabout way, but, I can solve things in a perhaps different manner than you. That's something that, obviously, as a group, I will admit we will have to maybe go about it a different way. I'm so used to going in and having someone be a little bit more open to conversation. So, again, my own fault. No one's perfect. But I will heed your words next time. Maybe be slightly more empathetic, so to speak. But again, no, that's hard for me. I am a rational thinker after all.
Well, he just takes a bite of his bread, pats him on the shoulder, and says, "You'll learn a thing or two as you go along."
Sure, I will. I'm also a girl. You said him.
He was talking about himself.
I thought he was patting me on the shoulder.
No, I was patting you. Sorry, I keep misgendering on accident.
Get my gender right. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm sure I will. As far as you two are concerned, I'm talking to Eden and Zell. How well?
I suppose I should have a crack at it.
How? No. I'm going to take. I'm going to take Old Torf's word. I'm going to take Old Torf's word this time, and I'm going to recommend not going in there. However, I would find it funny. But, again, he is grieving, and I do understand that, but I get irritated with people that, already explained.
Maybe we don't harangue the grieving gentleman. Maybe we just wait and see what happens tomorrow.
Perhaps. Is a viable option.
I say, why not? To each their own. Everybody's had a crack. Maybe one more won't hurt.
I like the way you think.
By all means, go. But I think it's going to be equally painful for you as it is for him.
I suppose that is a possibility. Of course, I hope it is not. And I guess we will see. So I walk. Are they outside at this point?
Yeah, you guys have kind of walked a little ways away from the blacksmith shop.
I walk in. What do I see of his just mood? Maybe. What is he?
Whereas he was standing, he was standing around his workstation. He's kind of found a place to sit, and he's just kind of like slumped over, hands on his knees, kind of slumped over.
I would like to cast Detect Magic outside the house.
Detect Magic?
Mm-hmm. While he's doing that.
You don't pick up anything. Well, you do pick up something. A few things. Where are you standing specifically?
I would say I would have tucked around the outside of the doorway to cast it, and then kind of like leaned against the doorway after Eden went in.
Okay, you just get a enchantment vibe from Eden, but that's it.
From Eden, probably. Like himself?
Well, from his she's not around you right now. Specifically his dagger that's on his waist, I assume is where it is.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then I'll just do like a circle around the building while it's up.
Yeah, you don't pick up anything.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Hearing you come in, he just says, yes, I'm the man who's lost his daughter.
That's great.
And I'd say, are you also the man who sharpens a blade?
Not typically, no. I usually make horseshoes and nails, more simple wares.
Well, is it something you would like to try? My blade is awfully dull.
He just kind of looks up at you, like, clearly, like, he just looks defeated. He's like, not right now.
This is obviously troubling you. Of course, the news is out there. And I just want to say I may not understand where you are yourself, but I have been with people who have lost others close to them. Of course, I do hope that your daughter is out there, but I know that it is not easy to not have them near you. And for that, I am sorry that you were going through this. And
it's appreciated. Could you close the door on your way out, please?
Absolutely. Do I notice anything about what Zell told me? Something in his pocket or anything like that?
Make a perception check.
Yep. 10 plus 13.
You did actually notice when he was leaned over with his hands on his knees, he was turning a silver dagger over in his hand.
Okay. As I start to walk out, and as I get closer to the door, I turn around and I take note of the dagger, and I ask him, "That seems like a. What is the dagger? Is the dagger in good shape? Is it
yeah,
a
it's a
shitty dagger?
it's a pretty nice dagger.
Okay. I make note of that. I tell him, "Hey, that's a very nice dagger. I know you just said you don't necessarily sharpen blades. Did you happen to make that yourself, or?"
I didn't make it. No, I've repommeled it once. As a favor.
What? Oh yeah. And how has it landed back in your hands? More work to be done.
Fate is a cruel mistress.
Sir. This may be too much, but how was I going to ask this? Would this happen to have anything to do with your daughter's disappearance?
Make a persuasion check.
15?
I seem to be the only one that thinks so.
And by that you mean?
Time will tell.
Well, if there is anything that you know, of course, I am hoping to help in some way. I do not know if there is anything that I can do, but I do try to keep a watch over the city, and if there is anything that I can do to help, any information you may have, I would love to help if I can.
Find her.
I hope I will.
And he kind of puts his head back down. Just kind of turning the dagger over again in his hand.
Okay. Yeah. I don't push anymore.
You close the door behind you?
Shut the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Close the door behind me. So I walk out and I look at Zell and I give her the eyes.
Yeah.
Like it's and I tell them obviously we're starting tomorrow. I tell them I think it would be wise if someone stays with Brick tonight just to make sure that nothing adverse happens, and I'd be happy to stay there if that is all right with everyone.
Well, I don't have anywhere to go, so
I think that's a great idea. Actually, there seems like they have a lot of blood on their hands that's not supposed to be there. So, might be a good idea to go ahead and start our watch early. I, on the other hand, am probably going to spend the better part of the night investigating a little bit more. But,
Right.
may or may not, depending on if you have. Is there? Matt, were we just thinking about meeting up at the Rampant Roach
In the morning?
Yes, to help.
Yeah, that was the
Rick.
task.
Okay. depending on where I end up tonight, I might end up at the Rampant Roach somewhere around there, or I might just end up going home. But regardless, I will be here bright and early in the morning. Or not here, but at the Rampant Roach bright and early in the morning to continue the group investigation. If anyone is not going to watch Brick, you're more than welcome to go with me. But I will let you guys decide that.
I glance at Zell. I don't know if she knows what I'm suggesting after Clea says that if anybody wants to go with me, but I look at Zell and then I start speaking and say, well, I will certainly stay with Brick to make sure that he is all right through the evening.
Of course.
Altorf, of course. If
9.
What?
I dropped my dice.
Altorf, if you have nowhere else to go, you are more than welcome, of course, to stay as well. Zell, is there anything that you need to do?
I feel the need to hear some more. I don't feel like we found everything we needed. There's still something here that's going to be necessary to finding Rosalind.
Well, I, for one, want to get a better read on Brick. So I will be staying with Brick, and I want to just get a feel for the type of guy he is.
Seems fair. Seem quite insightful, so might be a good idea to have both of you there. On the other hand, my particular interests don't involve Brick at the moment. Tomorrow, obviously, be fully devoted to Brick. Tonight will be more investigating on my part. And obviously, we will relay information if that is agreed upon. Yes?
Are you asking me?
Everybody.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Do you think that is wise?
Okay, so the plan is for Eden and Ultorf to go back to the Rampant Roach.
Zavon.
Yeah.
Is his name.
And then Zell,
Thanks.
are you going with Clea or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Clea's coming with me, either way you want to look at it.
Okay, and Clea, what are you planning on doing specifically?
I would like to try and get a bead on the other kidnappings. If I can figure out the other places. Any blacksmith shops, kobold blacksmith shops.
You want to go to a kobold blacksmith shop?
Yes,
you would have to go into the ghetto for that. Okay.
Kobold, the blacksmith shop. See if, or maybe if I could figure out a way, maybe where the actual weapons are being created. That could be something. Maybe perhaps Grayson, did you mention the dagger whenever you walked outside?
No, I did not.
No, you didn't. Okay.
Mm-mm.
But I do know that there was weapons outside, correct? That were being left at all the kobold weapons being left outside.
Yeah, Skirtle had mentioned that inside of the shop.
Okay.
You know what? And that is something we're all still standing together, correct?
Yep.
Or have we already departed?
No, y'all are still together. Unless you say otherwise.
That would probably be actually something that I would forget that we all know about the dagger with Brick. So that is something that I would divulge to them. That team, I do believe that he was holding Brick's dagger. He said that it landed in his hands by fate, and I do not know explicitly what that means, but I feel as if I've taken a hint. So that is a large part of why I feel
landed in his hands. Like it was given to
Indeed.
him, or he found it in a particular spot, or a bit of both.
It seems as if maybe it had landed in his hands if he is speaking of fate, but I do know in the amount of time that he has spent at the scene that perhaps if he was one of the first people to arrive, then he could have ended up with it. Perhaps it is a search for him to figure out who that belongs to. He did say that that dagger he had worked on before, so I would imagine he knows who owns that dagger.
Well,
So
didn't Brick say it was his dagger?
On it.
Yeah, Brick did.
Brick did say it was his dagger that was missing and found at the scene. And it was Oltorf that was the dagger that that he had in his hand when I was inside the blacksmith shop. And so he said that it has landed in his hands by fate. Whether that means someone brought it to him or he was there and found it, I do not know. I did not want to pry, but it seemed worrisome enough that that is why I think it is best for us to be with Brick tonight. At least myself, you as well, if you would like, all the others investigate. But it is important for you to understand that he did have that.
DM, I have a question.
Yes.
As far as telepathic communication with my familiar goes, does it have a range on it?
I believe so. It should say.
I know you can't see through their eyes after a certain range.
Let's see. Let's see. While your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn, gaining the benefit of any special senses that the familiar has. During this time, you are blind and deaf with regards to your own senses. And I believe that is up to 1 mile. I'm not seeing it say here, but I think you could do that within 1 mile. Or maybe it's 100 feet too. That wouldn't make any sense.
How far is Brick's house from the blacksmith?
So Brick does not actually stay. Focus on me. Brick does not actually stay at the Rampant Roach. He works there.
Okay, wherever his we need to figure out where his house is then. If we're to watch over him. Basically, my idea. I'm gonna tell you my idea. My idea is to leave my familiar with my brother and Brick, and use it. Maybe just dismiss it, like maybe make it vanish or something like that, to as like a warning sign. Because I'm thinking about watching the blacksmith throughout the night to see if he leaves.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you can leave him there, but I mean, it is further than 100 feet between bricks or the rampant roach and the blacksmith.
Okay. Do you think I could dismiss him and like bring him to me? Make him vanish and bring him to me from that distance?
As an action, you can temporarily dismiss your familiar. It disappears into a pocket dimension where it awaits your summons. And as an action, well, I would say you'd have to be able to see it to make it disappear.
Okay. Okay, never mind then.
Yep.
Does anyone have any means of communication?
I do not.
Would probably be best to just meet up tomorrow. No one's gonna go with me.
I thought Zell was going with you.
Oh, sorry.
We'll leave with you, but I'm planning on staying at the blacksmith and keeping an eye on that throughout the night.
Okay.
Maybe we should find out where Brick lives, so that maybe if he is close enough to the blacksmith, she could stay at the blacksmith and at Brick's at the same time.
Yeah, sure. I know what Brick lives.
I may have a question for you, Matt.
What's up?
Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask it. With the let me look up the shadow roads or the shadow. You know what I'm thinking of? Shadow
Ley lines?
I mean,
ley lines. Yes.
The shadow roads on it. Yeah. What's up? What about them?
Can you? So I do not know generally how those work. Can you communicate across those, or is that strictly travel?
So for this purpose, it will work as a different dimension. So.
Okay.
So any restrictions on interdimensional communication exists.
Okay.
So like sending would work, I think, but not
Message wouldn't.
Yeah, right.
By sending, you mean?
Sending is a spell.
So,
It's the 5th level
okay.
spell.
Got it. Okay. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Never mind.
Okay.
I want to find out from Brick where he lives.
Okay. So Eden and Ultorf head immediately to Rampant Roach.
I'm in there too. I'm only gonna go watch the blacksmith during nighttime.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you guys head over there, walk in. Now they've kind of pushed the tables back, cleared the tables, reset them. There's a few kobold guests in here, and there's like one halfling as well eating. All the tables are taken up but one.
I guess I'm gonna look for Brick.
He's kind of coming to and from, like helping serve food and stuff like that.
I kind of like do the little waiter thing.
He's like, "Oh, hey!"
Like
walks
kinda,
over.
So,
In between something that he was doing, whenever he finishes it, he walks over. What's up, guys?
And yes, I was just we kind of decided to start our mission earlier today. Where might we be able to be to protect you overnight? You have a home nearby, or?
Well, I live in the ghetto, but we all do.
Well, before you leave for your shift, Mr. Savon and I have decided we're going to be spending the night with you.
Okay. I hope I can make room. I hope you can make room for you guys.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to invite myself to your house. I just maybe want to stay on your roof and keep an eye out.
Sure. Is there something I should know?
I think we just felt it best to be there.
Okay. So you won't be sleeping? You don't need a bed or anything?
Personally, I don't think I need a bed, but
I think I will be fine without one myself.
Okay. You guys really go above and beyond, you know?
well, I mean, lives are at stake here, so.
That sounded really
ask him-
ominous.
Where do you live, Rick?
In the ghetto.
Which part of the ghetto?
So if you enter in through the north gate, you just kind of go down, then you take a left, and then you just go down. It's hard to describe to people that don't live there. So
Okay.
Perhaps we can follow you home after you get off.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we are so creepy.
Yeah, he's like,
Leah earlier asked him to like take his clothes off, and now we're staying at his house, and we're following home, and I'm creepy.
It is very rapey.
Don't get us wrong, Brick. We're not trying to be creepy or anything.
You're kind of coming off as creepy, but that's okay.
It's a good kind of creepy.
Is there a good one?
Rick kind of turned into Morty.
I intentionally went for that. I was like, that feels good. I should be getting done soon. So normally during the day I do errands and pick up supplies and go rat hunting. Usually at night I sleep. I have more of a big person schedule, not a kobold schedule. I work the day shift, if you know what I mean.
All right. Well,
Fantastic.
I think maybe Mr. Zavon and I can take shifts throughout the night and sleep.
Sure.
Need be.
Skick and Skack's been staying too, but it's gonna be real cramped. I just have a small little apartment.
So at this time, I guess I want to pull Zafan to the side, and I'm going to tell him that I'm going to not make it obvious that I'm following Brick home, not so that he won't know, but so that if someone is following Brick, I can follow if someone's following Brick.
Yeah,
Got it.
You're trying to tell to see if there's a
follow
tail.
the guy following the guy.
Yeah.
Tell to see if there's a tail. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. So I'm assuming the three of you, unless there's something else you want to say, just kind of hang out until his shift ends and then he heads home.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll eat more food because the food is really good.
Yep. Yeah, Skirtle is more than happy to serve you guys as much as you want. Very generous serving sizes.
Awesome.
Clea, what is it that you would have done leaving this y'all's leaving from the group?
Walked around the blacksmith's house.
Okay. To what end?
I know you said that there was. I know you said that there was already investigations going on, but I would like to do my own, as far as walking around the house to see if there was any scratches on the wall, perhaps climbing up to a window. Could I surmise that it was right out the front door? Was it out the back, or
It was out the boarded up window.
the boarded up window? Yes, I will definitely go to that one. Pass by, just kind of act like I'm walking around the back.
Okay.
Or if it's
So
like an alleyway type thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's you can walk around the building, no problem. As far as like around that window, so it's a normal height window. I mean, it's like, about stomach high on me, maybe mid chest. But there's no like claw marks or anything getting up into it. But it's hard to see any like damage that was done because it's been completely boarded up.
Yeah. What about on the other building on the other side?
Yeah, no, there's no like claw marks or anything anywhere around the building. Really, the only way that you could tell that there was something that happened here is by the boarded up window.
And that's just a dead end at this point regarding the boarded up window. There's nothing to roll for.
No, like I'm not gonna make you waste your time. There's nothing going on here.
Fair enough. Regarding the other kidnapping cases,
do
I know where specifically they were?
You don't. I mean, this is like the like focal point one that's kind of like had stuff jumping off. And the only one that's been relevant necessarily to you guys up to this point, seeing as this is the job y'all were hired for.
Okay. Well, I will start my investigation by first going to let me see. Trying to think of a.
I mean, if you're gonna like full send this thing, I would say this is a good place to end it so that I could like do some good prep in that direction.
Yeah, go ahead. I have a few ideas. I'm just trying to figure out directions regarding the map.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to start adjusting my prep because you guys got through 1 of 4 scenes that I had prepped for, so that I really anticipated getting through tonight. So
we're kind of a paranoid bunch.
yeah, well, y'all have kind of latched onto something that was not a focal point of the adventure.
Chair.
So, but being I can adjust.
All right.
Yeah, I got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oof.
Yeah, the guy I'm relieving in the morning called me today. Is like, hey, bro, do you mind like showing up at like 6 o'clock or before so I can head out early? Sure, buddy. No problem. So, and I got to go tell kids to stop, drop, and roll tomorrow.
Lovely.
That's cool.
Fire prevention. It's the month of October.
It is my kids' favorite, and they love it when the firefighters come to school.
Yeah.
In other news, I just stepped on a tack, so that was really fun.
At least it wasn't a D4.
D4 would make me bleed. My foot is bleeding.
You would just lose your foot.
D4s are dangerous.
I think D4s are probably the worst thing you can step on.
Ugh.
Okay, now step on a D4 and tell me which one's worse.
Like put all your pressure on it.
Yeah. I think it would stab you too. Like it would puncture you. I guess it depends on the D4. If you had like a metal D4.
D4s are dangerous.
I don't know. Anywho's,
now I gotta Google it.
Roughly what is a time we can get together to play again?